For joining us here with our special coverage here on the AccuWeather Network, and also for those watching on YouTube Live. We're going to keep you updated on what is going to be a very, very busy next couple of hours here. Straight to the radar, and take a look at this. We already have numerous tornado warnings, including tornadoes on the ground. That's the purple box that you're looking at right now near Rochester, Minnesota. I'm going to zoom on in, and there it is, the tornado warning. Let me put this on its latest right now, and this is it. All right, this is the latest. This is the thunderstorm that we're tracking for you just south of the Plainview area here, just off to the east of Dover. This is the tornado warning now. And again, this is including Winona County until 4:30. The thunderstorm itself, again, in southwestern Winona County, that tornado warning till 4:30. We'll zoom on in, and you could see that thunderstorm moving toward Altura, Bethany, and it should stay just north of the Lewiston area. Let me put it in the motion. You can see it moving east, northeast. Now, what this means is that this is confirmed. It is on the ground. Let me take a look at the radar for you, because what we can do is I can actually look at the wind direction within this actual thunderstorm here. It's called the storm relative velocity here, and this is it right in here. Let me turn the radar back on for a second. So you're looking at it right in here. This is where we have the tornado. So that is north and east of Saratoga. That continues to move to the northeast. So Altura, Elba, Bethany, this thunderstorm is headed toward you. All right, we also have tornado warnings a little farther off to the south. This whole line is warned for tornadoes. Let's take you in the northeastern parts of Iowa here, just between, just to the west of Harmony and Cresco. Tornado warning for the southern part of Fillmore County. That is in southern Minnesota. Then we cross the line into Iowa, northeastern Iowa, Howard County, till 4:15 Central, 4:15 Eastern, so let's call it 3:15 Central time. All right, we have also this tornado warning out just north of New Hampton. This is in eastern Iowa right now. This is for Chickasha County till 4:30. Then we take you into Waverly, which is in Bremer County, Iowa, until 4:30. All right, I'm going to zoom on out a little bit. I'm not done showing you the warnings, but I talked about this on AccuWeather early this morning. The discrete cells, these individual thunderstorm cells, they typically have two things. They have hail and they have tornadoes. All of these discrete cells, and you can see them right in here, they all are tornado warned. I'm going to have to take you up into Green Bay next, as we have tornado warnings in here. Let's take you northward, or I should say into Wisconsin, so south and west of Wausau County right now. West of Wausau. This is in Clark County, Wisconsin. Tornado warning for this cell until 4:45 here this afternoon. I want to see what the best radar is going to be. I think we're going to go... Let's go to La Crosse. All right, this thunderstorm cell right in here. So this is between Neesville to the Neilsville, south and east, Clark County to 3:45 Eastern, 3:45 Eastern also in Jackson County. And again, that is in Wisconsin. Another cell all the way up into Medford here. I mean, think about this. We're getting severe weather right now from Wisconsin all the way down into Kansas. Taylor County, tornado warning until 4:30 as well. We'll zoom on. So that's north and east of Medford right now. So that's going to be moving near the Rib Lake area here within the next half hour here. All right. Let's go down toward Cedar Rapids. Let's go to Davenport, Iowa. That's the radar we're looking at here. This thunderstorm cell, which is now into Tama, Iowa, we have a tornado warning till 4:15 Eastern between Toledo and Gilman. So this is going to track just north of Belle Plaine here. So that's going to be tracking into the eastern part of Tama County. And again, that warning until 3:15 as well. We take you down in the southern parts of Iowa. This thunderstorm cell just to the north and east of Chariton. This is in northwestern Monroe County in Iowa. until 3:30. Tornado warning with that. Again, the difference with these are not confirmed on the ground at the current time, but they are Doppler radar indicated at the current time. All right, we also have severe thunderstorm warnings all the way down in toward Missouri right now, with a tornado warning near Kansas City, near the St. Joseph area here. I want to see what radar I have available here. Let's just take this St. Joseph, this thunderstorm cell north of Leavenworth right now. Let me get the national on here really quick so we can see. There we go. All right, this is the thunderstorm cell that has prompted the warning. This is in Kansas right now, just south of Atchison County. So we have a tornado warning, Atchison, Kansas, until 3:30. That'll be pushing into northern Platte County in Missouri. That tornado warning again till 3:30. As I mentioned, as we continue to go southward, you start to see that the line becomes more linear. These are discrete, where you get these individual cells, and then once you get into this linear presentation, that's where you have the damaging wind gusts. All right. Let's go live to Kansas City for a second. I want to see that camera if we can, because again, it's just north of the city towards St. Joseph where we do have that tornado warning. I'll zoom in on that. Can we take the Kansas City? There's the Kansas City on the bottom there. Taking a look at that. That looks like it's up there. It's in the middle. Okay, there we can see it right now, some sun. I think you're probably looking south instead of looking north, so you're not really going to see that cell. All right, down toward Wichita, Kansas, we have severe thunderstorm warnings here, and that is for Sedgwick County, Kansas, till 5 o'clock this afternoon. Warning in Chase County, Kansas, till 5 as well. I should say 4 o'clock Central for Sedgwick and Butler County. And then in south central Kansas, we have the warning, severe thunderstorm 445. These are going to be damaging wind gusts and also some hail. And we'll finish out the line, and I'm going to go to Anna, who's going to go over some of the, where we're going to go from here with some of these thunderstorms here. Let's take in the western Oklahoma, Woodward County, Oklahoma, 3:15 East, 3:15 Central Time, severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to have some damaging wind gusts and also some hail, again, for Woodward County till 4:45. All right, let me zoom out really quick here as we take a look at the line itself. So again, right now, we are warned with tornadoes here across eastern Iowa, in the Wisconsin, western Wisconsin, and then you have the line of thunderstorms all the way from, oh, by the way, hold on. This just came in near Atchison. This is a confirmed tornado now in Buchanan. So that is in Atchison County. So near the Atchison area, we have a tornado. It has been confirmed. That's where you're seeing the purple box as we speak. Let me get that warning here right now. So that is in Atchison County, Kansas. That is a tornado. It is on the ground. Didn't come up here yet. But again, that is a confirmed tornado just here. I think it's south of Atchison here in western Atchison County, where we have the tornado warning. There it is, confirmed on the ground right now. All right, Anna, really quick, why don't you take us and show where we're going to go with these thunderstorms as we go through the rest of the afternoon.
All right, Bernie, I'll take a look at what's in store for the rest of the evening in a couple minutes here. Let's take a look at the storm reports, because we do already have many coming in, mostly hail, but we do have a couple of funnel cloud reports, which is to be expected with those confirmed tornado warnings that we have seen. So let's go over some of the hail reports, because that is certainly the predominant type of severe weather that we are seeing so far. A lot of these are 1/2 inch to 1 inch sized hail, so nothing too crazy just yet, but that still can do some damage. You don't want to be out and about in that kind of hail. So from Minnesota, even just across the state border into Wisconsin a little bit, but we'll see more, I'm sure, popping up in really the next half hour, I would say, with all of the severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings that are ongoing there. Continuing further south, so into Iowa, a lot of hail reports as well. Let's take a look at the funnel cloud reports here, because I mentioned we have a couple of them. They're right where you would expect them to be, where we had those confirmed tornado warnings. So take a look. First, this we have seen, and I think we'll have some visuals for you at some point soon here of this confirmed tornado. A lot of Minnesota Department of Transportation, so traffic cameras picking up a tornado on the ground. This was that confirmed tornado, the first confirmed tornado warning that we had of the late afternoon, the evening. It was from a storm spotter. So confirmed tornado warnings, they can be either radar confirmed or visually confirmed. This one was visually confirmed, and we have images to prove it. So several traffic cameras have seen this. That's the funnel cloud report that we're seeing here. Further south into Iowa, we have one as well. In just a second, we're going to take a break on the network, but we'll continue on at YouTube. All right, so for our YouTube viewers, thanks for sticking with us. Let's continue to take a look at some of these storm reports. So I'm going to move this off to the side a little bit. I want to zoom in more up into Minnesota because we have several reports that went along and followed the path of that confirmed tornado warning. So further to the south, we have a sheriff deputy that reported a tornado formed. This was likely what led to the confirmed warning. This looks like it was the first report that came in, and then we got additional reports as the storm moved to the east from, having trouble seeing this town name, I think it's Pockdale, maybe? I think that's a P, hidden by the storm report there a little bit, but move towards Marion. We got another report. That's the one that I showed you already. And then we have a train spotter that saw this as well. All right, let me zoom out once again. We'll head further south. We have another tornado report that came in Iowa. I believe this was another one of the confirmed warnings that Bernie was showing you. Multiple reports of a funnel cloud north of Parkersburg here. This was around 2:37 Central Time. So actually might not have been one of the ones that Bernie took you through. There's been so many warnings. We've looked a lot. All right, let me zoom out once again. I want to show you the full scope of where we have the reports so far. Snow to the west, by the way, plenty of that as well in places like Denver. But let's take things back to Bernie for now to go through the active warnings, and then we'll come back in a little bit and we'll talk about what is in store for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, we do want to let you know we have a number of watches also, Anna. We have the severe thunderstorm watch here until 5 o'clock. Tornado warnings all the way down from Elk City, Oklahoma, all the way up into Wisconsin, just west of Green Bay. Watch has now been out, including, looks like Milwaukee is included in that as well. That is a long, long area of tornado watches right now. All right, what we're also looking at, Barry, where are we getting that view from Aaron Rigsby? Where is that from right now as he's trying? All right, we're going to find out where Aaron is located. You can see what I'm looking at is he's chasing definitely a thunderstorm there, because on the right-hand side, so you can see Aaron Rigsby live, you can see that dark cloud under the right of the screen. So it looks like he's headed right toward that area. So we'll find out where that is here in a second. I wanted to take you back up into southeastern Wisconsin, just west of Winona. What has changed in this field from when I got in was Doppler radar coming out in the early 90s, and what this has been a game changer when it comes to severe weather, because now you could really see these thunderstorms and you can pinpoint where the tornado is. And I want to show you that right now. I want to take you into Winona right now. One thing to watch, see this thunderstorms here? I'm going to circle it right here. Stockton, Illinois. Okay. We'll have to find exactly where that is, Barry, if you can find it out and let me know exactly where that is. But one thing with this thunderstorm in Winona, I'm going to take off the watches just for a second. This is a classic tornado signature right here. You see how the thunderstorm is kind of stretched and bent a little bit here, right in here. Your tornado is right in here, right off to the south end of the west of Winona as we speak. So if so this, as I take a look at this, storm relative velocity, okay, this is what we're looking at. So what you're looking at is you have the green right here. This is going toward La Crosse, the red's going away, so your circulation is right in here. All right, that's where the tornado is. So it is just to the south and east of Marion, right south and west of Marion, as we track that to the north and east. All right, thanks for joining us here. For those joining us on the AccuWeather Network, we are live here on YouTube as well. All right, we're tracking this confirmed tornado near Winona right now. And you can see the green. I was just explaining to the viewers here, this green and red, the couplet we call it, that's where you have the circulation that's causing the tornado. So this is going to be moving, and I put the radar back on, this is just going to be moving just to the north and east of Winona here. We have the tornado warning with it, and we're looking at Winona County until 3:30 Central Time. All right, we have new tornado. This is Rochester, Minnesota here. Okay, that's the cell that we're looking at. So you can see this is from earlier. This is the thunderstorm. And guys, you need to put my radar on in the middle here. My radar's got to be in the middle. You're on the other radar in the studio. Yeah. So yeah, so that Rochester right in the middle there. Okay, this is the thunderstorm that produced the tornado that you see earlier in Rochester, Minnesota. It's right in here. So this is going to go between Arcadia and this is going to go to Winona. Now, it appears as though that the circulation may have weakened a little bit here, because I noticed that the new watch came out and it is now just a tornado warning. It is not a confirmed one. But boy, I'll tell you what, there's still good circulation with that. So that tornado warning now is for Buffalo County, Wisconsin till 3:45 Central, and we're going to continue that for Winona. That'll be in the eastern part of that county till 4:45. All right, a little farther to the north, boy, this is a nasty cell as well, near Marshfield here in Wisconsin, right in here. So this is Wood County, Wisconsin, 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time, a tornado warning. That thunderstorm moving out of Clark and into Wood County, Wisconsin. A little farther off to the north, look it up in the even farther north. Let's take you up into near Medford. This is Taylor County in Wisconsin, a tornado warning till 4:30, just north of Medford. Tell you what, since we have the La Crosse radar, let's put on the storm relative velocity and see what we're looking at here, where we have the, well, you can clearly see it here. Let's take you northward, right in here. So this is where your circulation is located, right here, north and west of Medford here in Wisconsin. That's where you have the tornado. That's why we have the warning in here. The red and the green, it's called a couplet. When you get them together, that's where you have the circulation. And that warning, again, until Taylor County, till 3:30 Central Time in Wisconsin. Let's get the radar back on here as we continue to track the storms. Severe thunderstorms warnings north of Eau Claire. These are going to have damaging winds here north of Eau Claire. And we already have a severe thunderstorm warning in Duluth. So these are going to have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and probably some quarter-size hail. All right, we've got to take you into northwestern Wisconsin now. In Illinois, I'm sorry, Joe Davies County in Illinois. We have this. This is a tornado warning for Joe, and that is a confirmed tornado now. Just went purple on it. That is for Stevenson County, tornado confirmed north of Clinton. Let me see what radar I have here so we can get a quick look at that. I think I'm going to have to take the, let's see what the Davenport radar looks like. That's not bad. Let's zoom into that. This is the confirmed tornado right now on the ground. Let's get the storm relative velocity, see what we see here. It looks like it's green toward, wait, so it looks like it's right around in here. Right in this area right here. This would be north of Bellevue. It looks like it's right around in here where we have that confirmed tornado right now. So again, that is in Joe Davies County. That is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground right now in western Joe Davies County, and that tornado and thunderstorm cell itself will be moving into the western part of Stevenson, Illinois County. And again, that warning until 4:30 here this afternoon. Let me turn on the radar back on, and you could see that cell. All right, we have J-Jack right now. All right, let's throw it out to Aaron J-Jack. Aaron, Bernie Rayno here. Thanks for joining us here. Are you on that cell in Northwestern? That's the cell you're on, right?
Yeah, just west of Pleasant Valley, Illinois is where I'm at right now. This is it coming across the Mississippi River. Should be already well across the Mississippi River. I've been tracking it for quite a while here now. I cannot confirm a tornado in there unless it's embedded back in the rain, back over this way, or still over this hill here. We're real hilly, tree-filled area in this river valley, so trying to stay ahead of it and track it. So I know there's some more agricultural fields off to my east here that should give me a better view of the storm, but possibly the tornado's embedded back in here or in that rain I was saying earlier. But
and Aaron, that almost. Aaron, the way in which that cloud looks like, it almost, is that the gust front with the tornado on that, or is that an actual wall cloud that's producing the tornado? We're looking at that low-hanging cloud in the background. Is that, it almost looks like a gust front to me.
Yeah. I think this is all gust front. I think the tornado's probably embedded back in this rain back in here, where this gust front kind of curls around back into here, right here. So can't see a tornado right now because of the rain, but yeah. You're right. This is the
I
gust
see.
Right here, wrapping in.
And you're in did you say you're in Pleasant Valley, Aaron? Pleasant Valley, okay.
It could also be back in here too. There's some darkness back in here. Yeah, I'm just west of Pleasant Valley right now.
All right, I'm looking at the storm relative velocity here. I think that tornado is probably off to your west, just to the south of Woodbine in here. That's what it looks like to me. So what's your plan? You're going to just try to run out ahead of this, Aaron, as this thunderstorm lifts to the east-northeast?
Yeah, that's right. Like I was looking at GPS, satellite. It looks like off to my east, there's some more open fields and stuff. Give me a better view. Give me a little bit safer to be in that open area to be able to track the tornado. So right now, you can see this is a very
all right. Stay with us, YouTube. We're staying with you here.
I'm sorry.
All right. All right. You know what it looks to me, Aaron? I have the radar up right now, and you're in Pleasant Valley. It looks to me that tornado is just off to your north and west. Are you looking north? If you look north and west from your location, I think that tornado is somewhere near south and east of the Elizabeth and west of the Elmoville area here. I'm going to try to get my, but it's probably not more than about 5 or 10 miles away from you, Aaron. Do we have Aaron?
Yeah, and I'm actually not even in Pleasant Valley. I'm still a couple miles to the west of Pleasant Valley. I'm gonna get back closer to the Starlink. Might be getting bad signal because I'm kind of my Starlink, but
all right.
There's a dark mass back in there, but
okay, I see what you're talking about. Let me put the radar back on here. I definitely see a little notch on that southern side here. So again, for our viewers now, this is where Aaron is located. He is in Pleasant Valley. Aaron, you're looking to the west-northwest, and I think that tornado is back just a few miles to your north and west. You could also see a little hooking signature here. Aaron, what is your plan going to be then? You want to? Do we want to let Aaron get his footing and then bring? All right, Aaron, listen. You get your footing, and we'll buzz us on in when you get where you want to be and you're in a good location, and we'll bring you back on in because Aaron is on this storm that has the confirmed tornado as we speak. All right. All right. All right. Let's zoom back out. So there's a confirmed tornado there. We have a new confirmed tornado. We'll take a look at that in a second here. All right. We're back here on the AccuWeather Network here. Wiggy, for those that missed it, Aaron Jajak is on this storm north and west of Rockford. This is a confirmed tornado. He's in Pleasantville right now. That tornadic thunderstorm off to the north and west of him. So we're going to get back to Aaron in just a little bit as he gets himself in a better location here. I do want to take you out to this thunderstorm now. Boy, another confirmed tornado. Let me get the right radar here. I think we're going to have to go to Davenport right now. Okay, that's this thunderstorm right in here. So it's this cell. Looks like this is in southeastern Marion County. We have a tornado warning. That is a confirmed tornado with that warning now till 4:45 p.m. That also goes in the western part of Mahaska County, Iowa. That's until 3:45 Central Time, southeastern Marion, western part of Mahaska County till 4:45 right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue with this entire line. All right, I do not have the Kansas City radar here, and I'll tell you what, we'll have to get that Kansas City radar here because we've got this tornado warning now. Let me turn on the national so I can take a little better look at this right now. There it is. All right, so we have a tornado warning with this thunderstorm cell. Now that is confirmed. That is near Atchison, Kansas right now. The warning goes across northern Platte and southern Buchanan County till 3:30 Central Time. Confirmed warning with this confirmed tornado just south of the Atchison area. That'll be pushing in the southern Buchanan and in the northern Platte County, Missouri. Confirmed tornado. It's at least been about 4 or 5 confirmed tornadoes that I've seen so far. Our coverage continues. All right. All right, we do have, let's get you into central Kansas right now. I don't have the Wichita, unfortunately, here. There we go. All right, Wichita, Kansas. Nasty line here. Now, notice the difference between these thunderstorms. From Emporia toward Wichita, these are more what we call linear lines of thunderstorms here. These are going to have some damaging wind gusts. Once you get to the storms a little farther north, notice they're more discrete. Right? There's the difference. Individual thunderstorms, which we're looking at here, individual, there's your tornado warnings, and then these are more linear. These are going to have some damaging wind gusts with them as well. Let me turn on the storm hazards because the other thing that we're worried about with these are hail. Let me see here, storm hazards here. All right. Let's take a look at this. This is Doppler radar. This is the severe thunderstorm warning that we have in Woods County. See this dark black in here and the white? That's actually hail that we're looking at right now. Doppler radar suggesting that we're getting hail here about 3 inches in diameter. That's baseball-sized hail. That's what Doppler radar is suggesting. Also, it's interesting. It has a little red here. This is... This I'm going to have to keep an eye on because let me look at this thunderstorm. You see this little red area? This is picking up some shear. I wonder if this is going to go tornadic on it here, storm relative velocity. We're looking out of Wichita. I may have to change my radar here. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if Frederick, okay. All right. This thunderstorm looks very suspicious to me right now. Let me put on the dual pole again, storm hazards. That's out of there. I'm going to have to go back to Wichita, Kansas, I'm afraid. Let's go back to Wichita, Kansas and look at it. Storm relative velocity. Not seeing anything yet in here. I'm looking for a green and red. So green would be going toward Wichita, which would be off to the north. So I would keep an eye on this thunderstorm north and west of north and east of Woodward, and that's for Woodward County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning there. That looks like golf ball size, baseball size hail. Hey, do we want to go to Aaron? It looks he's got the tornado. Do we want to go to Aaron? Could you buzz Aaron? All right, let me know when we can get to Aaron because he's on that storm. And there's Stockton, Illinois. Kansas City's, there's Stockton, Illinois earlier. That's the thunderstorm that we're tracking up in Illinois. All right, so all of these thunderstorms now in northwestern Oklahoma, severe thunderstorm warnings. These are going to have damaging winds. They're going to also have some hail associated with them. All right, we go into southeastern Kansas, and here, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Chautauqua, Kansas, till 3:45. I would bet you this has a lot of hail. Let's take a look at the storm hazards with this. Yeah, there we go. Some black showing up here. So you're looking at hail, about 2 inch in diameter, golf ball size, maybe the baseball size hail. The 3 inch diameter actually is bigger than baseball size that we saw. So this is the this severe thunderstorm associated with this. This is a warning now, again, into Chautauqua County in Kansas. Line goes up from Emporia up to Topeka. And again, we still have that thunderstorm here south of St. Joseph here in Missouri, where we have a severe thunderstorm warning with that. All right, stay tuned. Coverage continues as we move forward here. All right. national radar perspective here. Let's bring in Anna if she has any storm reports coming up. Anna, if you want to get ready here, see if you have any new storm reports and taking us forward here on what we're going to be looking at this evening here as we move forward. And again, for our viewers, we are going to be going to Aaron Rigsby here as soon as he gets better cell coverage. He's on that thunderstorm that's producing the tornado in northwestern Illinois. What are you seeing, Anna?
The storm reports are pretty much the same as they were the last time we talked. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag. It can take some time for the hail, the funnel clouds, the wind damage to be reported. So I'll have an update on that a little bit later, but let's talk about the rest of the evening. Yeah, we can go ahead and go back to the active watches there. If our director can, there we go, switched back. And we have, I clicked on one of them, so let me try to click off of it quick so that you can see the whole area. Okay, it's not letting me, but you get the point. We have a widespread area under tornado watch and a severe thunderstorm watch. You can see there's two separate areas, and actually I think there's a third that might have been added on, so I'll take a look at that and get the timing updated. To the north it's until 8 p.m. to the south it's until 9 p.m. and keep in mind that's central time. Now I do also want to highlight flooding is a big concern today. We have a widespread area under flood watches, flood warnings. You're seeing in different shades of green because it's several different types of watches and warnings, but the point is the same. We have widespread, really dangerous flooding that has been ongoing in Wisconsin and Michigan. That is going to continue, but you can see further to the south too, this is a concern. So I want to talk to you about the rest of the evening too, give you an idea of who needs to be ready, even if you're not seeing the storms right now. We're going to take future radar hour by hour here so you can really get a look and hopefully kind of pick out your location on the map, because I know on YouTube especially a lot of you are asking questions about your specific location. We're doing our best to answer those as fast as we can, but keep in mind also if you have the AccuWeather app or access to mobile phone, internet, you can go to AccuWeather.com. We have a MinuteCast feature that you can put in your specific location and it'll tell you when storms will start and stop. You can also look at radar, so you can zoom right into even your street and get a little bit of a more personalized picture than what we're able to give you on kind of a national overview. All right, so future radar, we're at 6 p.m. now. I'm going to press play. One thing you're going to notice as we go by hour, getting closer to 9 p.m., the way the storms look, it's going to change. So we have a line of storms right now with a lot of severe weather all along it. We're going to start to see the heavy rainfall pick up as we go hour by hour here. So we're at 8 p.m., we're at 9 p.m., more heavy rainfall. So the flooding that I mentioned, that's why those watches and warnings are in place. We're just getting round after round. Even somewhere like Chicago, you've had flooded roadways, expect more. Now, well, I haven't showed you our risk map yet, but when you see the watches, you'll notice Michigan, you're not included in that. You're still going to get the heavy rainfall, so the flooding certainly still a concern. We're going to start to go into the overnight. I'm going to have less pause points in here, just let it kind of play out, because you'll see the storms are breaking up. The severe threat, the damaging wind and hail especially, but even a few isolated tornadoes, that's going to continue into the overnight. But as we get into the early morning hours of your Saturday, it's really just the heavy rain that we're going to be focused on. Here's the risk map. So going beyond the watches, those are a little bit more immediate. This stretches into the entire overnight. This is where we are concerned about here at AccuWeather for the severe weather, and it is a level 3 out of 4 high risk, which means widespread severe weather, which unfortunately we are already seeing. Now, I've shown you all of the hail reports when we looked at storm reports. They're coming in, but we do expect it to get worse because we're not just talking about the potential for large hail, we're talking destructive hail. So you don't want to be out and about. If you're running final kind of couple errands, you know someone who is out and about, not a bad idea. Send them a text. Hey, if you're in, this area, you might want to get home. Things are getting bad. Let's go back to Bernie, get a closer look at what the warnings are like right now, and we'll check back and see any other storm reports in a little bit.
I want to go back to something that you talked about, Anna, here really quickly in a second. I want to show you this thunderstorm cell. We talk about two different kinds of thunderstorms, linear, and then when you're talking about single cell tornadoes. Linear produces this, straight line damaging winds. That's when what happens is the wind, you're increasing it with height, but you stay at the same direction. right? So it's the same direction through a large depth of the atmosphere. That's how you get damaging wind gusts. It doesn't mean you can't get a tornado, but usually when you have a line of thunderstorms, and I'm going to take you back to the radar and show it to you, you don't get as many tornadoes. But when you have directional wind shear, and that's the changing wind direction with height, that's when you get tornadoes, and you can see why, because what happens is you end up getting the winds out of the, in this in case, you've got a parcel there, and as it rises, you're coming in out of the east, then you come out of the southeast, then you come out of the south, and then you come out of the south and west, and guess what you do? You rotate the thunderstorm in the horizontal, and then you get the tornado. So look at it this way. This diagram shows exactly what I was talking about. Directional wind shear. Notice different wind directions with height. So what that does is it imparts a spin in the horizontal. You get that circulation. Now, you don't have the tornado yet, but you get that spin in the horizontal. How you end up getting the tornado then, strong upward motion. That's why we're always talking about strong upward motion. You need that because it then takes that circulation in the horizontal and stretches it in the vertical, and then that's how you get the tornado on the ground. So that's why we're always talking about a linear versus discrete, or those single cell thunderstorms here. Let me get you back to the radar here really quickly. I want to go to the national radar, and you can see the difference in how these thunderstorms look. I'm going to turn off the warnings for a second. See, this is our lines of thunderstorms. You see that? Around Wichita, Kansas, this is mostly damaging winds. But then as you get north, discrete cells. You notice? Discrete cell, discrete cell. A little farther north across Iowa, discrete cells around in the Cedar Rapids. This is the thunderstorm cell that Aaron Jajak is following here. And that's a discrete cell. And then you have these individual cells also in Minnesota. Those are the ones that have the tornadoes. All right, also on the bottom right, we'll be talking with storm chaser Tony Lawback. Not sure what storm he's on yet, Barry, if you can tell me where he is, and then we'll get an idea of what storm he's looking at, and we'll put that on the radar. So our storm chasers are the ground truth. I'm giving you the science with the radar. All right, we have numerous tornado warnings right now, some confirmed, including this thunderstorm, the purple box north of Winona. We've been tracking this thunderstorm. This is a tornado warning. I want to take the La Crosse radar as we speak, and I actually believe there are probably 2 tornadoes within this thunderstorm cell. Now, let's get you the warning. Buffalo County, 3:45. We have a tornado warning. Also, western Trempealeau. I probably botched that until 3:45 Central Time as well. And let me turn on the storm relative velocity. So if you're just joining us on the AccuWeather Network or YouTube Live, what we can do with the Doppler radar is I can show you the wind direction within the thunderstorm itself. And by looking at that, I can determine where the tornado is. Okay. Fairview, Oklahoma. We'll have to take a look at that in a second. Okay, what are we looking at here? We're looking at 2 circulations, one here and then one here. Now, how do I know that? Because you see, we're looking at La Crosse, which is down here. Let me turn on my pen, which is down to the southeast. Bottom left, this is Olmsted County. This was earlier. We'll find out where that is. Let's zoom on in. So here's the first circulation right here. Green going toward the La Crosse radar, red going away. So you have a circulation right in here. That is the first tornado. That is in Buffalo County, as I mentioned. Now, as we take you a little farther south, here's your second circulation. This is a real tight circulation between Fountain City and Winona. Again, this is in Buffalo County right now. So the circulation is right in here, moving to the north and to the northeast right now. Okay, so this was earlier. This is the same thunderstorm because that was in Rochester. Olmsted County is in here, so that is the same thunderstorm. Let me turn on the radar, see if I see anything with that. And again, so what they've done is Well, I tell you what, they're going to have to extend this one in Winona, but they've already extended this northern cell. So now that confirmed tornado warning is going to cover all of this county. So that's going to be Whitehall and Hale right now. Confirmed tornado till 4:30 this afternoon. All right. Want to give you an update on Stevens Point. This is in western Wood County, Wisconsin. Tornado warning till 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time for this thunderstorm in Wood. It is south of Marshfield, moving to the north-northeast. Let me put this into motion. The thunderstorms have continued to move pretty steadily to the northeast. Severe thunderstorm warning south of Stevens Point. This is in Juneau, Wisconsin. This is going to have damaging winds and hail associated with that. All right, I want to update on this thunderstorm. Still thunderstorm warnings here, tornado warnings west of Cedar Rapids. We'll put this into motion. All right, for those on the AccuWeather network here, we're going to be going to commercial here in just a few seconds. For those watching us on YouTube Live, stay with us. Coverage continues. All right. Tornado warnings west of Cedar Rapids right now. This is in Tama County and also Poshick County till 4:15 Central Daylight Time. These thunderstorms moving to the northeast as we speak. You have this confirmed. Let me see here. Davenport's in here. I don't have the Des Moines radar. To La Crosse, though. All right, let me put on the national radar here really quick. We'll take a quick look at that radar right now. All right, this will give us some look at the thunderstorm. So this is north of Okaloosa between New Sharon here. This thunderstorm again in Mahaska County, right now central Mahaska County, moving into the northeast. That is a confirmed tornado near Oskaloosa right now, moving to the northeast. So that's going to move into the northwestern part of Mahaska County here. That's where we have that confirmed tornado as we speak. I'll tell you what, no tornado warnings yet with these thunderstorms across Missouri, but these individual cells have me concerned north of St. Louis and southeast of north of Columbia right now. This looks like a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. It is, isn't it? It is for Alfalfa County. That is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. That means you're going to have wind gusts past 70 miles per hour and some large hail with that. And take a look at that when you get a chance. We're not going to go to you right now, but see if you've seen anything with any reports with that in Oklahoma. That's a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. I'm going to call this up and see if I see that in there. It looks like it's for 2-inch hail right now for that thunderstorm. Let me get the, let's get the, what radar do I want here? Let's do I could do Wichita. Let's try Wichita, Kansas. That's a nasty looking thunderstorm just south of Alva. Let's put on the storm hazards here. Yeah, that's why you have, look at the hail, look at the white in here. I'm going to survey this. This is the other thing you can do with Doppler radar. You can also find the hail. That's 3-inch hail. I believe that you're getting close to your 2.75, I believe, is baseball size. So you have baseball size hail with this thunderstorm right now. That's why you have the destructive warning. You're probably going to have wind gusts with this as well. If I look at the base relative velocity here, what are we looking at here? Yeah, about 44, 45 miles an hour. Must be for the it's for the hail, certainly, as we look at that thunderstorm. Let's put this back on the radar here. Yeah, there it is. Put it into motion. Let's see the motion here. It's everything moving to the east-northeast. You know, the other problem you're going to see with these thunderstorms as we look from Wichita toward Woodward, you notice how they're aligned from southwest to northeast, and they're moving in the same direction. You're also going to get some heavy rain in here. That may be another thing I want to look at here. Eventually see what the rain amount is going to be. Let's take a look at the 1 hour precipitation with this. We'll stop this for a second. So you're getting rainfall amounts. Let me survey this. You're getting rainfall amounts 1.5 inches, 3-inch per hour rainfall rates. It's not going to be too much longer till we start seeing some flash flood warnings with this. Anna will keep an eye on that. All right. So flash flooding also a huge concern moving forward. All right. Thanks for joining us here on the AccuWeather Network. We're also on YouTube Live as we continue to track severe thunderstorms. We have numerous warnings right now. You're looking in southwestern Kansas right now, Emporia, north of Bartlesville. Severe thunderstorm warnings in Chanute down toward Independence. And some hail falling with that. I'm going to throw it to Anna. Anna has some new storm reports. What are you seeing any of that hail? Looks like some big time hail. Not sure it's in remote areas, I think in Oklahoma, but I don't think it's going to be too much longer, Anna, until we start seeing baseball size reports with that hail.
Yeah, I think it's going to take some time. Like I said before, there can be a lag, as Bernie knows, but that severe thunderstorm, specifically the National Weather Service said they are expecting baseball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's why they marked it as a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. And I want to take my graphics quickly because it can be hard to hear, okay, baseball-sized hail, 1-inch hail. What does that actually mean? If we can switch from radar, there we go. I just want to give you a visual and a comparison when we're talking about all of these hail sizes. What are we talking about? What's small hail? What's large hail? What's destructive hail? So first, baseball size hail, that is very large, 2 3/4 inch hail. It's right at the bottom there, one of the larger sizes of hail that we're pointing out on this graphic. 1-inch hail, that's about quarter-sized hail. So think about a quarter. Yeah, it can do some damage, but not like baseball or softball sized hail can do. So we're already starting to see some of that larger hail forming, or at least the expectation, the conditions right with these storms for that larger hail to be forming. So make sure that you are taking action if you're in these areas that we're talking about. And like I mentioned, YouTube chat, I know a lot of you are asking about your specific location. We're working to answer those questions as fast as we can, but also you can look at radar more closely for your location and use some of the other features on the AccuWeather app that can get you a little bit more of a personalized forecast. I know we got a question about Chicago, for example. You have a few hours before the storms head your way, so it doesn't quite go within the range of radar on the AccuWeather app. That's why we're trying to answer your questions as much as we can and cover what we can on our YouTube Live as well. Let's go back to radar here because we do have more storm reports to talk about. And you know what? I'm going to unpopulate these and repopulate these because I was mentioning there can be a lag between the reports getting reported, then going into the system. I think there's a little bit of a lag between the official system and then popping up on our radar too, because there's some new storm reports that I was seeing that I'm not sure are here. But I do want to take you near St. Louis. We have some new wind reports, and we have started to see some wind damage reports coming in. We're talking power poles down, things like that. This one specifically, this is from Flint Hill, Missouri, so Lincoln County. We're talking about a power pole snapped. Yeah, that's going to take some time to fix and get your power restored. Now, the good news, the last time I checked just a couple of minutes ago, the power outages, everyone across the board, across the country, and specifically the areas we're watching for this severe weather, it's under 10,000 customers without power. Now, why am I talking about 10,000 customers without power? Well, when we show you our power outage maps here, it has to be at least 10,000 customers without power to trigger it on the map. That's also when we talk about, you know, more widespread power outages versus more localized. The other thing to keep in mind, when the storms are still active and the wind is still on the stronger side, it can take some time to get the power restored because the crews can't necessarily go up in those bucket trucks under those conditions. We have some hail reports coming in from this area as well, just west of St. Louis. We're talking about 1-inch hail from this report over into Columbia. We have 1-inch hail as well. Let me zoom out again. Let's take a big picture look at the storm reports, give you an idea of what are we seeing the most. It certainly is the hail, just like the last time we talked, but you're seeing even more hail reports. So let's go a little further north now too, because we've had a lot of tornado warnings, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings that Bernie has been telling you about. We'll click on some of these, just give you some of the details. 1-inch hail into Iowa, a few different 1-inch hail reports there into Iowa. Let's go a little further to the east, right along the line here I'm going to zoom out again so we can get our bearings here. The line with Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois, so a tri-state area here. A lot of hail reports from this storm. We're talking closer to 2-inch hail with this specific report. I'm going to zoom in even more so that I can actually click on the different hail reports and show you what we have going on. It's about 1-inch hail report there, closer to 2 inches there. So think quarter-sized to, you know what, looking at my visual aid here, ping pong to golf ball sized hail. And the other thing, it's not necessarily going to be just round balls like a golf ball, it's the width that we're talking about. I know Tony Lawback has recently shown us that process. All right, I think Bernie has a new warning to talk about, so let's go back to him.
Yeah, we have a large tornado on the ground, by the way, with this thunderstorm cell. The warning, it is a large and extremely dangerous tornado located over Lena. All right, that's this thunderstorm here. This is the one that Aaron Jajak's on. We're trying to get in touch with him because he's been out ahead of this thunderstorm here. I mean, it's a nasty looking cell. A couple of things I want to do. Let's look at the storm relative velocity. Now we're looking at it from the perspective of Davenport, which is off to the south and east. And when I want to look at the storm relative velocity, and there it is. So you're looking at from Davenport. So it looks to me like it's right in here. Let me put my pen on here. Your circulation is right in here near Lena. So it's in here. That's where the tornado is on the ground. It is moving northwest at, even moving east at 25 miles per hour. So it's between Lena and Freeport here. So I actually think it's a little farther off to the east. So it's right in here. So this is where we have a large tornado on the ground right now. That is in Stevenson County in northwestern parts of Illinois. It is moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. It is confirmed by spotters. I would not be surprised if one of the spotter was Aaron Jajak. It's going to be near Cedarville, Winslow, Buena Vista, Orangeville, and Red Oak by 3:50 Central Time. All right, again, for those on we're following this thunderstorm, this is a dangerous, there it is. This has a confirmed tornado near the Elroy area right in here. Let me show you, I was showing you the storm relative velocity. I want to show what else we can do. We can show the storm hazards right now. We have Aaron Jajak. All right, let's go to Aaron Jajak right now. Aaron, you're on this thunderstorm cell in Stevenson County, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Bernie. I'm just south of it now, probably about 3-4 miles southwest of the tornado. You can see I'm driving through the heavy rain south of the storm. The tornado would be somewhere out over this direction. It just went through that town of Lena, or just to the west of the town of Lena. It looked like maybe there was a bit of a handoff or something, or just it started moving to the east. Something was moving north, the couplet, and then that couplet started moving to the east, like you mentioned. But it is a nasty looking couplet on the velocity scan. So definitely looks like a large damaging tornado would be associated with a couplet like that. But we're making my way to the north right now, and I have an off-road option to the east here in about 2 or 3 miles that'll allow me to try and get back out ahead and catch up with this tornado. Back to you, Bernie.
Yeah, the one thing, be careful. This most of the thunderstorms have been moving to the east-northeast. This one looks like it's moving more east, so be careful. It is confirmed a large tornado on the ground in Stevenson County, so be careful, Aaron. Get back with this if you can. So Aaron Jajak in the right, he is moving in Stevenson County toward this thunderstorm cell. It is a large tornado on the ground in Stevenson County in Illinois. It is confirmed. And as I take a look at the storm hazards, I'm going to slow this down for a second. And I want to show you what we're looking at here. All right, for those joining us here on the AccuWeather Network, we were just talking with Aaron Jajak. He's on this thunderstorm cell in Stevenson County. This has a large tornado on the ground near the Lena and Freeport area. I was just taking a look at the storm hazards here. A lot of wind, well, a lot of hail with this, which isn't surprising to me. I'm trying to look at the storm relative velocity to get an idea. I believe the circulation looks like it is right in here. It looks like it's actually north of Lena to me, but you've got different circulations within this thunderstorm cell. Let me turn on the radar again. Sometimes you can get a little better idea with it. Shear rate. Let's take a look at the shear rate. Looks like it's up in here north of Lena. So I'm looking at the circulation red away, green toward, so it looks like it's up in here. So Erin is south and east of this storm, moving into the storm itself. Now this is also going to have damaging winds, but as I zoom on in, there it is. Yeah, so this is the circulation, no question about it, as I move in. So it is moving. It looks like it's going to be very close to Buena Vista. It is north of Lena and to the east of Wadham's Grove. So Winslow and Onika here. So this is moving into the north central part of Stevenson County in Illinois. A large tornado on the ground. Let me put it into motion. There it is. It's moving. It is moving to the east-northeast. So let's see if Aaron catches up to it. He's on the eastern side of the thunderstorm cell. All right. We'll keep an eye on that. I do want to take you up here south of Eau Claire. We still have a tornado warning associated with that thunderstorm. Let's go to the La Crosse radar. We'll put this into motion here. For those on the AccuWeather network, you're going to break. Okay. Up we go into south of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This thunderstorm now, which is in Trempealeau County here, 4:30 Central Daylight Time. You do have a tornado warning. That is confirmed. Let me see if I can get that, the definite counties with that as I look closer here on where exactly that tornado is. Let me put this on the storm relative velocity. Okay, there it is, clear as day. So we're looking at the La Crosse radar, which is off to the south. So if I draw this, green toward La Crosse, red away. That's what it looks like. Let me turn on the radar a second. I want to see that. I want to see, because we see it here, but I want to see if you could see it even just looking. Okay, it's just little indentation. You always look at the indentations right here. So that's the signature on radar, and then it is confirmed by looking at the storm relative velocity here right now. We'll put this into motion. So this is confirmed. It is moving to the east-northeast. We'll put the storm relative velocity, and then we'll stop it. And you could see that couplet, the green, red and the green, right in there. So it's going to go between Strum and Hale here in this county till 4:30. Strum, Halo, and then Osseo as it moves to the northeast. So that is a radar indicated tornado. I have not seen whether that has definitely been confirmed as far as ground truth. It is radar indicated right now. All right, so again, we'll keep an eye on that thunderstorm cell as I took the radar in. Tornado warning also down in here. I was talking about how it looked like you had two different circulations. See, this looks more like a broad circulation. It's not a tight couplet. So instead of it being like a fist, it's like my hand over my face. Some people would say that would good. But so, circulation couplet like this. But if it's more like this, it's likely a weak circulation. And you can see what I mean here. You notice that? Here's your green right in here. Here's your green, here's your red, but it's not a tight couplet, it's spread out. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as I turn on the radar, and let's put it into motion again. What does it look like here? Would probably be, to me, it would be the southern tail of this if we have any circulation. So south of Arcadia and Ettrick. So that's moving across the southern part of Trempealeau County until 4:30 here this afternoon. All right, let's zoom on out here. We've got this going on here. This is destructive severe thunderstorm warning in Wisconsin. We've got to take a look at that. That county we talking about here, Marathon, Wisconsin. Destructive warning with that. I'm going to try to find that warning, but let's take a look at that. We may have to take a look at, let's take a look at a different radar. Let's take a look at Green Bay. I'm wondering if this is going to be some hail, because usually when it's discrete, You can get winds with this, but it's typically hail when you have a discrete or tornado. In this case, though, you're looking at, let's see the storm hazard. Looks like some big-time hail with this thunderstorm. Probably some damaging wind gusts as well. So that's a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. And again, that is for Marathon County in Wisconsin till 4:15 this afternoon. All right, thanks for joining us here on the AccuWeather Network as we continue to track our tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings here. We have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Marathon, Wisconsin here for some large hail and also some damaging wind gusts as we track that storm to the east and to the northeast. I'm trying to find the destructive warning here. That's for Marathon and Wood counties here, and there it is, Wisconsin, clear from Vernon County. So it looks like big time hail and some winds here. All right, let's zoom on out, and I want to take you back in. So you're looking at Aaron Rigsby. Where's Aaron Rigsby, Barry? Where's that shot from right now? Stockton, Illinois. Lena. Okay, so that's a thunderstorm cell. So we have Aaron Jajak, and also we have Aaron Rigsby on that snow. All right, we're going to Aaron. We're going to go to Aaron Rigsby live. Jajak, where is okay? Let's go to Aaron Jajak. He's in the hail shaft, I'm sure, as he's getting closer to that thunderstorm. Let me turn the Davenport back on. So, oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah, the tornado has been up in here near Buena Vista, but I'm looking at this little indentation here. So I'm wondering if you have this circulation as well. Yeah, I think you've got twin tornadoes in here with this thunderstorm cell. So there's Aaron Rigsby. So he's near Stockton. He's in Lena, so he's on the northern edge of this. I'm starting to wonder if you have a circulation down here as where near the Bolton area, north of Florence. You see, you've got a little couplet in here, and an indentation. So I think this thunderstorm has two tornadoes. One here south of Freeport, and then the other one is clearly now. Wow, this is near McConnell. This Aaron Jajak and Aaron Rigsby, they're both on the same thunderstorm, I believe. So that's baseball-sized hail. Let me show you the storm hazards. Okay, yeah, there's Buena Vista. So Doppler radar picking up 2-inch hail. It's baseball-sized hail. There's the science, the radar picking it up, and there's Aaron Jajak picking up golf ball-sized, baseball-sized hail right now. So he's near Lena. And now that thunderstorm is in Buena Vista here right now. There it is. Look at the dark red here. Trying to see here. I want to get on this Illinois thunderstorm. There it is. So again, we still have a large tornado on the ground located near McConnell here. So there it is. That was as of 12 minutes ago. When I put on the storm relative velocity, let me clear this here a second. Yeah, it's near McConnell, near Buena Vista. So this is in northern Stevenson County. All right, Aaron Jajak, Aaron Rigsby, both on that storm. Now, Aaron got into the hail shaft, I suspect. So he's in Lena right now, moving northward toward the storm. So that's the safe side because he's here, right? He's here, and the tornado is in here, so he's trying to catch up to be on the southern flank. See, that's tornado chasers know what they're doing. You don't want to be ahead of it. You want to come in from the south and west to see the tornado from a safe distance. So Aaron Jajak on the bottom, he's getting closer and closer. And what I'm trying to look for, you're looking at Aaron Jajak, the lowering of the thunderstorm cloud, and you're probably going to start seeing rotation there very soon. I think he is getting very close to that thunderstorm cell in Joe Davies in Stevenson County here in Illinois. Let me put the radar back on here. There it is, right there. I'd also really be worried about this when I have a second, I got to take a closer look. But this looks to me like you've got something going on here near West Junction in Freeport. And when I talk about that, when I was at Penn State University, one of the foremost experts in severe weather was Dr. Gregory Forbes. So I had the honor of having him as a teacher, and he always talked about these backward seas. Now, you normally see it in lines of thunderstorms, but you can see it here, and usually when you see that, you've got to look for a circulation here right where you get on the top of that sea. You see that? So that's the old school meteorology, and then when you look on the storm relative velocity, you see, I think there's a tornado down here. All right, Aaron Jack, are we going to go to him live? All right, Aaron, are you heading toward Buena Vista? You're on the northern side of this thunderstorm where there's a confirmed tornado, correct?
No. Maybe a new hook on the south end. I'm on the southwest flank of it, right outside the hail shop. You saw I was picking up those softball-sized hail there. Had a few hit the vehicle. Looked like the tornado that I was chasing I was going to have trouble catching up to it. So I'm kind of tracking on the backside here to now see if we get some new development here along the flanking line. But there is that tornado. It looked like it's been rain wrapped from some of the footage I was looking at. I saw another stream. It looked like a rain wrapped tornado. But yeah, we are still right on the backside of this massive supercell. Very dangerous supercell. Definitely, if that tornado is probably a strong tornado, not a weak tornado based on what I was seeing. And I'm actually looking ahead now. I'm seeing some rising motion here up in this, right in the hook area. It just looked like this new hook area forming up ahead of me.
And so are you north? Are you north of Buena Vista? Are you in the Buena Vista area?
Southwest of Cedarville, northwest of Freeport, southeast of Reno to try and triangulate me. Moving east towards Cedarville right now.
Okay, I got you. All right, I got you. So when I put on storm relative velocity, so I see. So you're on the southern side of that circulation, you think, correct?
Yeah, I was definitely. I never got within more than 3 or 4 miles within that circulation that was producing the tornado. So I'm still trying to track along, but again, as I mentioned, we'll see if we get any kind of development here on this flanking line. Things are looking a little interesting
Aaron,
here. So.
I think you're going to get it here. I'm looking at the storm relative velocity. You have a couplet up toward Onika, but near Cedarville, it looks to me like you're going to start getting that between Cedarville, not down the West Junction. By the way, I also find it interesting. The southern flank of that cell, I'd keep an eye on that near Florence, because, boy, that looks like you could have a circulation coming near the Freeport area as well. So anywhere from Cedarville to Freeport, I think you might get some more development with that. So I'd keep your head on a swivel as you drive for that area, Aaron.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. You can see here's one of the bases. I don't know if you can see it here. I'm just off to my north. Looks like that's the new wall call trying to form right over here, possibly to my northwest. So we're going to keep moving east here, try and keep up with this thing.
Yeah, and on the radar,
lots of emergency vehicles going by too. So I imagine there was some damage. Something was hit on that northwest side of Lena. I've seen a few LEO vehicles going to the west right now. So
what I'm showing you right now on air, Aaron, and I know you can't see it, there is a little indentation here south and east of the Cedarville Western Junction, right in here. Little indentation, a bending of the thunderstorm. I think you're going to get a tornado in there. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
I agree with
you
that.
See that?
That's where I'm headed right to that location right now. See if we can get up there.
There's definitely a circulation south, just near the Cedarville area, north of West Junction. I'd keep an eye on that. Let me put on the storm hazards there. So also, Doppler radar, you've already had some hail. There's a hail shaft in there south of Cedarville. I'm getting Doppler radar here, hail of about 2 inches. So golf ball size to baseball size hail, Aaron, just south of Cedarville. You might be running into that shortly.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm thinking we'll have to, if it's got a little bit of a northerly trajectory to its movement a little bit, it might miss this road and stay a little bit north of me is what I'm hoping for, is I can keep going east here.
All right. Listen, I'm going to let you get your get your bearings here so you can follow this thunderstorm. But I think you're on a second tornado here, southern part of.
Can you hear me, Barry?
Of that. I'm trying to get the warning here for the county here.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that, Aaron. We'll come back with you. Okay.
Sounds good.
Tony Lawback, Bernie Rayno. It's great to talk to you. Where are you at right now? What are you following?
Bernie, we're in Carmen, Oklahoma. We're about to turn just to the northeast near Jet. We're on an isolated supercell just on the backside of the cold front that is working its way, just probably likely to pass Oklahoma. This storm was warned earlier for baseball-sized hail.
Yes.
As the storm is moving northeast right now. These are all developing along the cold front and just behind the cold front. So unlike what you're seeing further north, tornado potential down here seems fairly limited at the moment.
Yeah.
But we're talking some pretty big hail. I'll be by about 10 minutes or so getting on the southern flank of this storm here.
I'll tell you what, Tony. What thunders? What county? Where are you at right now? I'm sorry. Say it again.
Carmen, Oklahoma, so I'd be southwest of Enid.
Okay, southwest of Enid. Okay, I see. You know what? It is for those that are on the AccuWeather network. We'll go to break. Stay with us on YouTube Live. You know, Tony, I see what you mean, but those thunderstorms still look a little discreet to me. I wonder, and I'm watching a thunderstorm north of Enid that's even starting to hook a little bit here. So you're on that thunderstorm south and west of Enid, you said, or west of Fairview?
So I am east of the storm near Fairview. What you're looking at is the backside of the storm north of Enid. So
okay, I see. Okay. I think that the thunderstorm you're on, it looks like it's in Alfalfa County. Here, let me put this on. Yeah, I got it. All right, let me take a look at that. First of all, let's take a look at the storm hazards. So that one earlier, I did see baseball-sized hail with that. According to the Doppler radar I'm looking at here, about a golf ball-sized hail, about an inch and a half hail I'm seeing with that thunderstorm now. But there's another one a little farther north, just in Kansas, 3-inch hail. So your thought is you think the tornado potential here is pretty low with these?
Yeah, if you zoom in on the radar, Bernie, there, especially if you're looking at Vance Air Force Base, you can see that thin line that's right in front of all these storms. That is the cold front. And these storms are right on the other side of it by about, 5 miles or so. So they're on the cool side of the front.
Okay.
But if I don't know if you can get in tight enough there on the radar, you can see that fine line that's right ahead of these storms.
I see what you mean. Oh, I see. I got it. You're on the gust front. You're trying to catch up to the gust front, Tony?
Yeah, I'm between these toward Vance Air Force Base.
I got you. Okay. All right. Well, it is, some of the thunderstorms look a little interesting to me, that there could be a little bending, Tony, you know what I mean, when they're stretched and bent. That thunderstorm that I think you're looking at bears watching here, but certainly it looks like it's mostly damaging winds. Where are you going to go from here, Tony? Are you just going to stay on this storm, you think, the rest of the afternoon?
Well, until something else within range maybe fires ahead of this. One of the caveats down here was the dry line, and we did have a couple of storms that tried to go up ahead of that dry line that did not sustain themselves. So right now, the only plays here along the cold front. So I think at the moment, the big threats I'm going to be watching for are the damaging winds and potentially large get established on or just ahead. We might be looking at tornado potential.
All right, Tony. Listen, as you drive into that, you see anything, you're our eyes and ears. So stay with us, and you know what we are, Tony. You and I, big football fans. This is the red zone of severe weather. We have people out watching every storm, so you want to make sure you check on back. Tony, be safe, my friend, and we'll be in touch.
All right, sir.
All right, Anna, I'm going to take a look at the radars here, kind of readjust. Give us some information.
Yeah, I have some new storm reports to tell you about here. I'm going to start with the area that Tony was, and then we'll go back up to where Aaron was because I have new storm reports in both locations. So zooming in Oklahoma here, it's really just hail, like Tony was saying, right? So let's take a look at some of these reports. Now, these are a little bit even north of exactly where he was, but this is the storm that they're talking about. So 1 inch hail, about 1 inch hail into Mayfield, Kansas. Further north, about 1 inch hail. We go further south and west back into Oklahoma, about Moreland. We're talking about 1 inch hail. So you get the gist, I think, for the southern extent. Let's head further north because I have wind damage reports. By the way, AccuWeather Network viewers, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us on our YouTube Live. I'm going to take us further north looking at the storm reports because I have new storm reports to show you, and were related to the storms that we've been talking about, especially, I'm getting my bearings here while I'm talking, related to the confirmed tornado warnings that Aaron and Bernie were talking about. So I'm going to zoom in here. What I want to do first is I want to press play on the radar loop so that you can see these storm reports populating and what the warnings looked like at the time. Now, here's the thing. I've been saying all evening, the storm reports, there's a lag, right? Just because the hail fell doesn't mean it automatically immediately goes into the system. So we're going to continue to find out more about the damage. I know Aaron mentioned there was a first responder that was passing them, likely headed to damage. So I'll keep an eye on this. I'm going to stop the loop because you get the idea. We've had several confirmed tornado warnings and regular tornado warnings, and now here we have some damage. So a wind damage report, a 3-foot tree down at the base. Yeah, that sounds like a confirmed tornado to me. That is some significant damage. And then we have a hail report, this one about 1 inch hail further west. So the same path, we're talking about 2 inch hail, about 1 inch hail, about half dollar size, the report says. Now I'm going to turn the storm reports off briefly because I just want to point out we have flash flood reports that are being, or flash flood warnings that are being issued too. I've been saying flooding is a big concern with this system, and we're starting to see it in even some newer locations. So for Lafayette County in Wisconsin, out until 6:30, further south, out until 8:30 Central Time here. I want to quickly show you the watches before I go back to Bernie, because I do have a new watch with some more details since the last time that I showed you this, to the east, including Chicago, Peoria, Springfield, St. Louis. If you're in the vicinity of these cities, look at the map. Are you shaded in red? You are under a tornado watch. That newer one, it's out until 11 p.m. Central Time, so gives you an idea of how things are going to progress east and how late we're talking about here. Further south, places like Elk City, Wichita, Topeka, you're talking about a watch until 9 p.m. Further north, we're talking about until 8 p.m. And then far northern Wisconsin there, we have that severe thunderstorm watch. So I know especially YouTube, some of you in the comments have been asking about your location. Maybe you're in between rounds of severe weather. You're saying it's sunny out right now. The rain has stopped. Am I good? Look at the map. Are you shaded? Don't think that the coast is clear just yet if you are still under a watch. I don't want to clear anybody until we don't have these watches out. All right, Bernie, let's go back and take a look at the radar. Yeah. Hopefully you've had a minute to regain your bearings.
It's hard to stay on it. Jesse Farrell was telling me just a short time ago, 36 severe thunderstorm warnings and 14 tornado warnings. You know, early on AccuWeather, I said there'd be 1 to 2 dozen tornadoes today. It's going to end up being two dozen. I don't have any doubt about that. We're going to be checking in with Aaron Rigsby soon. It's interesting. Aaron Jack is on the southwestern side of this storm that we've been tracking in Stevenson County. Aaron Rigsby is on the northwestern side. Really quickly, though, this thunderstorm here looks nasty. This is in Jackson, Wisconsin right now. Confirmed tornado with this, no doubt about that. I mean, I always talk about it. It looks to me you've got two. This is a classic. Let me turn off the warnings for a second because this is classic discrete cells. You've got one right here, and you've got one right here. Now, when you're looking at the radar, when you're looking at thunderstorms, tornadic thunderstorms are bent and stretched. Bent and stretched. They almost look like a C. You go back to Dr. Greg Forbes, who I was honored to study under at Penn State University. Backward C, backward C. That is always an indication of a tornado. That's just looking at it. But then what you do is let's use our science. and you've got circulations in here, right in here. You see this? So you're looking at from the La Crosse perspective again, and you're going to see a lot. See toward and away, and you've got one in here. So you've got two tornadic thunderstorms right in here. No doubt about that. So what I'm going to do is let me clear this, turn the warning back on, and that's what you have right in here, these two areas. So you have one between Taylor and Hickston. So we're talking about Jackson County, Wisconsin, and then up in northeastern Peel County in Wisconsin and northern Jackson County. You've got one in there. CO, that's moving toward Levis and Price. So you've got tornadic thunderstorms, two of them right in here. This one is not confirmed, but it looks pretty good to me. You got to prepare for that. And then this is confirmed. This looks like it's near the Taylor area. And again, that is in Jackson County, Wisconsin. Tornado warning till 6 o'clock here. You've got this. This doesn't look all that strong to me. Let me straighten this up. Barry, let me know when we want to go to Aaron. All right, let me know when we want to do that here. So let's keep, this is a tornado warning here for Vernon County till 5:30. I was looking at the La Crosse radar. I don't see a strong circulation with that at all. Well, let's take a look at it. I'm not really seeing a circulation. Well, maybe you're right in here, maybe. Springville. So Avalanche, Ross, Liberty. Let's keep an eye on that thunderstorm here. Let's go a little farther south. And boy, it's been busy in Wisconsin. A couple of warnings here in, all right, this is in northeastern Wisconsin, Iowa. Alamaki County, 5:30, tornado warning here. Southern part of Alamaki County here. We'll take a look at the storm relative velocity. Here it is. It's just Clayton, northwestern Clayton, southwestern Alamaki County, 4:30 tornado warning. There it is. You can see it near the Postville area. That's going to go north of Hardin. Let me turn on the radar here. So there it is. So that's going to be near Rossville and Volney in northwestern Iowa. All right. For those on AccuWeather Network, we'll be back after this. All right, we're going to watch this. So we're looking in Northfield, Wisconsin. I see that is, I think, is that Aaron Jack? Aaron Rigsby. All right, Aaron Rigsby, you're on the northern side of that thunderstorm here. You're in Northfield, in Harrison, Illinois, excuse me. So you're on that thunderstorm in eastern Stevenson County, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Bernie. So what we're looking at right here, I'm trying to get a better view. This terrain is a little tricky to chase in and get good views, but this is the storm that just produced a big tornado near the town of Lena, Illinois. Yeah. I can confirm that we got a brief view of it, but it was down and it was a large tornado. The same storm had a history of producing. And now what we're doing is we're dropping south of the Davis and area, closer to the Cedarville area. And I believe that area is going to be the next area of rotation and could produce a tornado within the next 30 minutes or so here.
So you're going to be, for our view, so you're south of Davis. Here's Davis. So you're heading south, trying to intercept the cell that'll be just to your west, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Bernie. And the reason that we're positioning to the north is that these storms have been really loaded with rain. So they've been HP, which is the most dangerous storms you can deal with, especially when it comes to these communities, because when you go outside, you're not going to be able to see the tornado coming until it's already on top of you. And when we get north of the tornado, it provides the most venting of these storms so we can get those views and see if we can confirm a tornado and keep those warnings going and get the word out before they impact these communities and confirm that there will be a tornado on the ground or not. And that's the case of what happened earlier in Lena. It was very, very rain wrapped. We were able to position just north of it, just to the northeast side of town. And that's when we got a brief view of a very large tornado that has since roped out. But this, what you're looking at right here, is going to be its next cycle. We're in position if it does produce.
I am looking at the storm relative velocity right now. And welcome back on the AccuWeather Network. We're talking with Aaron Rigsby. He is now just south of Davis. Be careful, Aaron, because what I'm seeing is a large-scale rotation. I don't know if you're looking at the same thing I am, but south of Davis toward Dakota and Winneshiek, I see winds going toward the radar, and then north and east of Ridditt, I see away. I think you're going to get a tornado in there. I think you're going to have a circulation. So you're looking forward, Aaron, you're looking at, it looks like you have a wall cloud there in the distance, right? You're parked looking at that wall cloud, or is that the gust front?
Yeah, Bernie. So right now, this is what we call the RFD gust front. So it may look like an appearance like it may be more outflow dominant, but it's actually not the case at all. This is surging air that's coming out ahead of that rotation. And what I'm expecting to happen here is this is probably going to wrap up here in the next 30 minutes or so. And with this being such a large circulation with the volatile atmosphere that we have in place today, if this wraps up, it's likely going to be another large tornado. Now, the problem that we're having right now, Bernie, is that this is heading toward a very densely populated area. This is heading just northwest of Rockford. Communities like Rockton, Harrison, Sherlin, and Roscoe are going to be in the path of this thing. If it produces, they need to have their tornado precautions ready to go at a moment's notice, because you're not going to see this tornado coming. It's going to continue to stay buried in rain. And these are the situations that cause the most fatalities when it comes to tornadoes, because they are hidden until they're directly on top of you.
You know what? Looking at the radar, I see exactly what you're talking about. I want to show the viewers here. Right in here, this little indentation. You know, we talked about that. So off to your south and west, there's a little indentation on radar. I bet you when this catches up into this area, you're going to get the tornado.
Absolutely agreed, Bernie. And unfortunately, due to the densely populated areas it's moving into, this is going to be a very dangerous situation if that's the case.
And it looks to me like what we're looking at here, Aaron, this is going out of Stevenson County. I just want to turn off my pen here. So we're going to be talking about western Winnebago County and eastern Stevenson County. All right, Aaron, I think you're in a good spot, but that's also bad news. Be careful. I think once that little tail catches up, you're going to get that spin up of a tornado here. Also, look, really quickly, I want to look at the storm hazards here really quick. You're in the, and it also makes sense too, because Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, you usually get the hail shafts on the northwestern side of the tornadic thunderstorm, right?
Absolutely, Bernie. And to be precise, I'm sitting at the intersection of East Cedarville Road and North Farewell Bridge Road. This is just to the south of Davis, and I'm looking southwest right now, and you can tell by those greens and blue colors that this thing definitely means business when it comes to hail. There were some reports earlier of this producing baseball-sized hail, and I absolutely believe it, especially given the parameter space today, how high this storm is, how tall it is. And, you know, even if you're not under necessarily the worst conditions or in the path of these tornadoes, it can still cause significant damage to property and life if you're caught in this hailstorm. So if you're north of this storm in that core, you better be seeking shelter, because it's not out of the realm of possibilities for this thing to be producing tennis ball and baseball size hail. Right now, we're still looking into the fault region. So if anything is going to pop out of this, as far as a tornado goes, you're going to have a front row seat here, because it's going to be just off to the southwest, and it's moving east, northeast, directly at my location. But we are in a safe location. We have an east road here to move when we need to, when the circulation gets closer, and keep up with the storm as long as we can.
Aaron, I'm picking up 3-inch Doppler radar, picking up 3-inch hail on the northern side of you. I'm going to put the radar back on. This looks like a classic hook echo beginning to set up here just off to your south and west. Be careful, man. I'm going to put this into motion so our viewers can see it. I'm sure you're looking at the thunderstorm cell itself, but I'm going to put this into motion, and you can definitely see a bending of that radar. We talked about that, and a hook echo starting to get going. All right, Aaron, stay with us. Nothing confirmed here, but by the way, tornado warning has now just been issued for all of northern Winnebago County till 5:15, and as Aaron talked about, a lot of towns in harm's way with this. Aaron, get back to us when you see this, but in the next 15 minutes, you're going to have a front row seat to what looks like a damaging tornado. Stay safe.
Absolutely, Bernie.
All right, good to talk to you, my friend. All right, Tornado warnings also, boy, these tornadoes just continue in the Wisconsin here. Let's go to La Crosse radar really quick. All right, that's nasty. I'm going to take off the warnings just for a second. Okay, so these are the two thunderstorms that you can kind of see that bending that's going on. See right here and right here. Those are both tornadic thunderstorms, and they both have warnings. This has the confirmed tornado. That is in Jackson County. Well, that's been with us. So I'm going to show you. Let's take a look at these thunderstorms here quickly and survey them. Severe weather coverage continues also on the AccuWeather Network. You can also find us on YouTube Live here. Meteorologist Bernie Rayno, meteorologist Anna Azalian. I wanted to say Ariella because it's usually in the morning, but we're covering the severe weather here this afternoon. And whenever Anna is ready with some storm reports, Barry, just let me know. Who is in Northfield, Wisconsin? Is that that is a camera, isn't it? It's a DOT camera. Okay, in Northfield. Well, I'll have to see exactly where that is coming up here. All right, I'm looking at this. This is a tornado warning confirmed in Jackson, Wisconsin here. And here's the circulation. Looks like it's just, and again, for those just joining us, what we're doing is we're looking at the wind direction. Doppler radar, green going toward La Crosse, red going away, so your circulation is in here near Black River Falls and south of the Hickson area here. So this is going to come very close to Maryland and Hatfield. That is a tornado warning right now, and it's confirmed. It has been confirmed by Doppler radar and spotters right now. So that is confirmed right now. That is on the ground here. Let me turn on the radar. There it is. So again, it's in here, lifting to the east-northeast. Let me turn on the storm relative velocity again. It looks like it's right in there. So let's keep an eye on that. And then you've got this in here north of Price, north and west of Fairchild right now. This is in Eau Claire County. The warning goes into Clark County, tornado warning. Again, this is now confirmed. No doubt about that. Looking at this, look at that. That is a nasty thunderstorm right now in Eau Claire County. That is confirmed tornado, right? And, you know, we talked about that. The notches right in here north of Hay Creek. That's where your tornado warning is right now. That's where the tornado is on the ground. Let's turn on the storm relative. Let's right in there. It's that couplet. You see, instead of it being stretched out, it's like my fist. That's where the tornado warning right now is. That's where the tornado is in near Hay Creek there. And again, that is in Eau Claire County. Tornado warning 515 in Clark County, 4:45 in Central Time in Eau Claire County, Wisconsin. Also, way up here, getting closer and closer to Green Bay. Let's turn on this. We have a tornado warning. Let me turn off my pen here for a second. Let's go to Green Bay. Oof, that's a nasty thunderstorm south of Wausau, isn't it? Let's zoom in on that. Let me clear it. Tornado warning with that south of Wausau. And again, the signature, we're a little far away from Green Bay, unfortunately. It's close enough to take a look at it. Let's see what the storm relative velocity looks like. Looks like it's near Cronenwetter, right in here. Right here, north of Knowlton. Circulation here, Mosinee, right in there. That's where the tornado is. That's where the circulation, so that's going to go toward Weston, Ringgold. Probably just staying south of Wausau. That's in Marathon County. Tornado warning till 6 o'clock here this afternoon. We're also looking at, on the bottom of your screen, that's Aaron Jajak. I forget, Aaron Jajak, he is watching. Okay. I want to see if we can clear the trees. That looks like you have a tornado on the ground, or at least you have a wall cloud in there. As soon as he clears that trees, you may be able to see it. Wow. All right, let me go down to that. Let me show you where he is. He's north of Rockford right now. Let me put the site on here. I want to go to Davenport. Oof. All right, I mean, this is the hook that I was talking about. Now, He's south of Davis. That's got to be, that has, you could definitely see the lightning there. Let us know when we want to go to Aaron Jack here. I think he looks to me like he's right in here or close to it, south of Davis. So again, we're looking at from the Davenport perspective right now. And again, what you're seeing is green toward Davenport, red away. So you're in, it looks to me like you've got a tornado or at least rotation in there. And you could see it's trying to go to the ground. So it's in the horizontal, right? And now you're trying to get it into the vertical. Let me show you what that looks like really quick. So this is what we're looking for. This is what's going on right now. You see, you've had the circulation because of the wind shear in the horizontal. Now you're trying to get an updraft, right? To take that horizontal into the vertical, and it looks to me like you're getting it. See, so what that does is that updraft then stretches it. And that's what you're seeing now. You're running in, it looks like he's coming into a clearing here pretty soon. So when we get Aaron back, we'll see. But you're having a front row picture, what appears to be a tornado on the ground. Jay, do you have confirmation? Is that tornado on the ground? Is that hook produced it? Aaron?
I have not. Can you hear me? I have not seen a tornado yet. A lot of trees here, but we're going to get a good view here right now. See if we can see it in there.
And
I do not. No, there's the wall cloud in there. There's RFP surge coming around now on that.
Where are you located? Where are you located, Aaron?
Pecatonica, something like that.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
That is really rotating right there, guys. That is rapidly rotating. It might be on the ground. I can't tell. Oh, big lightning strike.
All right,
we're going to turn to the east here, and then we'll have a north option here. That is rapidly rotating up there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but in person, it is rapidly rotating.
It looks to me like that is north of Pecatonica. And that's it. That's it.
I just went through.
Yeah, okay. You keep going north. You're going to run into it. I don't see any. It's going to be well south and east of Davis. Let me turn on the storm hazards here. All kind of hail, by the way, on the northern side of that, Aaron. Doppler radar right now. Let me survey this. I'm getting hail, baseball size, 3-inch hail. Over baseball size hail with that, but you're south of the hail shaft.
Yeah, I'm in a great position here, running just to the south of it. It looks like it's going to turn east, and we're tracking straight east. I'll probably take a road a little bit to the northeast here soon, because this road's going to turn a little bit to the south, so they'll be able to stay up. But definitely some rapid rotation up there, a surge. But I cannot 100% confirm that there is a tornado on the ground. But we are still. Trying to catch up to it, Bernie.
Yeah, it's moving pretty quick. I'm going to put this into motion. So for our viewers on YouTube, we're and the network here, this notch, it's probably in here. And Aaron just went north of here, so he's trying to catch up to that. It's moving pretty quick, though. Let me put it into motion. It's moving northeast. They've been moving about 20, 25 miles per hour. This has had a history. Now, not this side of the thunderstorm. The northern side produced the tornado earlier, but remember earlier when we were talking about Joe Davis, I said I'd watch this southern area. That now has taken over, and this is likely going to get just south of the Durand area here very quickly. Davis, Lake Somerset toward Durand, you're going to get baseball size hail right now. Aaron, any other observations as you drive toward that?
I'm still seeing the surging around, sinking motion as it comes around. I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing that rotation completely around. But what I am seeing right now is a lot of rain coming around on the backside. So I think we're going to get a big RFP surge. I think this thing might produce, but it's going to be rain to produce, and I won't be able to see it. Starting to lose visibility. I'm only about a mile south of the book right now, so it looks like if it's going to produce, it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I think.
All right, Aaron, let you get your bearings. Is there any way we could just keep his camera as he drives? Is that possible? All right, Aaron, we're going to let you go, but we're going to keep your camera on So you stay on this, and if you see something and you can do it safely, let us know. Safe speed. The storm chasers are so important because they're the ground truth. And oftentimes you have to remember they're the ones reporting this to the National Weather Service so they can put out the proper warnings. So it's just not for TV. They are critical to the safety during these during these times right now. All right. We have to go back up to Eau Claire because we've got that tornado warning right now with that thunderstorm cell. There's the two cells that we were talking about. Let me turn on the Eau Claire. We're going to go to La Crosse. There they are. Okay, you've got twin tornado warnings right now. No, Eau Claire, it's not near Eau Claire. It's south and east of there right now. Let me put this on its latest. So you've got two cells right here. So this is the cell north of Black River Falls right now. And again, let me turn on the storm hazards right now. Boy, this is classic, by the way, discrete cells. Look at the hail. That's baseball size hail in there right now between Maryland and Black River Falls at the moment. Let me clear this out. Let me turn on the storm relative velocity. Well, there's your couplet. See, there it is. So Winnebago, Mission, Maryland. Let's turn this on. Green, red, there's your circulation. This will go south of Maryland, but near the Hatfield area right now. All right, for those that are watching on the AccuWeather Network, stay with us. We'll be right back. YouTube Live, don't go anywhere. All right, so that tornado warning for Jackson County, Wisconsin, that is confirmed, no doubt about that, until 6 o'clock. Now, a little farther north, you still have this. This is south and east of Augusta, so this is in Eau Claire County. This is in Eau Claire County right now. So this is southeast of Eau Claire, north of Fairchild. It's getting a little farther away from the La Crosse radar here, but you can clearly see that rotation, green away toward red away. So this is in the Fairchild area. So this is going toward Tioga and Willard here right now. Let me turn on the radar so you can see a little better what this looks like. And then we'll put on the motion moving to the east-northeast. There it is. And let me stop this here. You could see the hook, the classic hook echo. Yeah, so that's going to be going right across central Clark County, tornado warning 5:15 this afternoon. And then now, I'm not surprised about that. Let's take you up into, this is in Marathon, Wisconsin, just south of Wausau right now. This has a confirmed tornado, looks like just south of Weston. Let me turn on the Green Bay radar. It's a little farther away. And again, the same thing, discrete, and it's bent, storm relative velocity. It's right in here, just south of the Weston area. So this is where you're looking at the tornado. So that's going to get near, as I put it in motion, let's take a look at this. As it comes in the area, there's the green, there's the green. So it's going to move just south of Weston and just north of the Ringgold area. That is a tornado that has been confirmed right now, and everything moving to the east-northeast at about 25 miles an hour. All right. Anna, let's send it back to you. You have a question from the chat.
Yeah, and Bernie, I thought we could kind of tackle this one together. It's a very broad question, but brings up some interesting points. So one of our viewers said that he learned the hard way. You usually get hail just before you get a tornado. And yes, sometimes you get hail before you get a tornado, but Bernie, we're seeing so much hail tonight. You don't want to use that as your surefire sign that, oh, we're safe until we see hail.
No, you don't. But discrete cells always have two things: hail, and they also have tornadoes, obviously. Just if we can just take a look at this, Anna, let's go back, and you can even see it on your end, on your radar. Let's go take the Davenport radar right now. Let me go back to that. I mean, this is a classic tornadic thunderstorm. Let's put it on pause here. So when I show the storm, all right, let's answer this, and then we're gonna go back to Aaron here. There's the hail. And in this case, that's not wrong, because if you get the tornado, it would probably be on the northern side, because the tornado is going to be down in here. And typically that is correct, but there are no absolutes in meteorology.
Yeah, it's just not a guarantee. Like you're saying, a lot of times we look at the hook, we look to the north side for hail, we look where the rotation is, not always in the same spot. And yeah, sometimes you get both, but it's just not your surefire sign. You don't want to use that as your only, okay, I need to get to my tornado safe location indicator. It sounds like we need to go to one of our storm chasers, Bernie.
Oh gosh, there it is. J-Jack, Aaron J-Jack, you've been following this. So we were also talking with Aaron Rigsby a short time ago. Looks like you've got the spin. Do you get it looks like the tornado's imminent.
Yeah, tornado genesis trying to happen here. We had a real conical wall cloud there, rapid rotation, strong inflow ripping in from the east right now, flowing right into this thing, you guys. This thing looks tornado imminent. We're watching here. You can see it right here. It's wrapping up right here.
All right, there we are. You are looking live. We are located in, this is in western Winnebago County, tornado warned thunderstorm. This is not the same tornado that touched down a short time ago. It's the same cell, but it was on the northern side. We were talking with Aaron Rigsby a short time ago, and we talked about how you got to watch on the southern side. That's where Aaron J-Jack is right now. And Aaron, explain to our viewers, what are you looking at right now? What do you see? What are the conditions like?
Yeah, so you can see we've got the gust front right off front here, but this curls in, and then you have the rotation right here. We're watching for a tornado to form right here. I can feel strong winds coming out of the east. That's the inflow feeding into the storm right now, and that rapid rotation. You can see right there, like a little bit of a lowering in the center there now. Big lightning bolt. This thing looks like it's ramping up, and the tornado is imminent. We've got rain curtains back behind. You can see that RFD surging around, and actually you can see the rain coming around here. If this RFD and rain can wrap around, it's definitely going to tighten this thing up, this couplet, and we probably will have a tornado here, but potentially might be rain wrap, because that is a lot of rain back there behind it. You can see it looks very wet, and that is definitely going to eventually wrap around probably and reduce the visibility on this thing. But right now, pretty rapid rotation. It's actually weakened a little bit right now. I'm not seeing as much rotation, but you could see rising motion even back over here. These clouds are moving this way, and then out in the front, spinning this way. And now it looks like the rotation's maybe over here now. New wall cloud forming over there.
It looks to me like you're south and east of Durand, north and west of Wimpletown, in this little notch area right now, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm right in the notch east of that town of, and maybe a little northeast of that town of Pesatonica. Hey, there's the Dorothy mobile, like from the movie Twister. I think you guys will like that. They've got Dorothy in the back of the truck.
And what we're looking at, that looks, what's falling there, that is a lot of rain, and then you're waiting for that to wrap up. If you get a tornado, it's going to be within the cloud that you're looking at now, Aaron?
Potentially, looking over here now, I'm seeing more rotation over here, but anywhere underneath this base that you're looking at right here, we could see that tornado form. We've got the inflow from my back that has weakened now, not as strong, but it might be lifting up over the top of me, and we're not getting hit by that strong wind now. But we've got some rising scud over here. So this is definitely, if the tornado is going to form, it's going to form somewhere right in this region right here right now.
And Aaron, from your experience, give us a probability we have a tornado on the ground within the next 15, 20 minutes. From your experience, you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, when we first stopped here, I thought we were going to see one in the next 15 minutes, but now I'm thinking it seems to be struggling a little bit. So we'll see what happens here. I would say I'm not as confident of tornado imminence at the moment, just from what I'm seeing with the rotation here. But I'm going to have to move to the east to keep up with this thing. So.
And Aaron, really quick, when you say it's struggling, what causes the struggle that you lose the rotation? Is it the rain wrapping into it, causing cooling into the column?
Well, you know, that rain wrapping around from the southwest can actually enhance the rotation. Potentially, you know, maybe it was a failed cycle of the storm. It's a cyclical supercell. So we failed this cycle for some reason. You know, we'd have to look at what's going on with the surface here right now. But right here, so time, maybe that would give it enough for this wet RFD to wrap around.
Okay. All right, Aaron Jack, live in Winnebago County here, where we have a tornado warning. As he talked about, I thought this was going to wrap up. Right now, it's trying. At the moment, it has not. We'll keep in touch with Aaron. Aaron, stay safe, and give us a holler if you see anything. All right.
Yeah, will do. I'm going to move a little north here to stay in the notch.
All right, stay safe. There are additional storms. You're just going to stay on that one. It looks like it did scale down. All right, earlier this, Lena, Illinois, well, that's where this thunderstorm came from. Lena had some big time hail. Let me show you Lena. That was in Stevenson County, I believe. Let me show you where Lena, okay. Here's Lena. Now they're getting thunderstorms now, but this is where the thunderstorm came through earlier. There was a tornado very close to Lena earlier, and probably you're looking at, but look at that read showing the falling trees. You're looking in the bottom right. This is when that thunderstorm was moving through the Lena area. It had a confirmed tornado with that, and it looked to me like he got into it. It may have been a rain-wrapped tornado, but certainly if you look in the distance, you could see the lowering visibility, the rain falling in sheets, and that easily could have been tornado captured by Reed earlier today when that thunderstorm went through Lena, Illinois. Say that again? All right. Well, I mean, we've got tornado warnings. Barry, who? Asking, okay, let's go in to Wisconsin. You've got two tornadoes on the ground here. Wow. That's a tornado. I don't even have to look at the storm relative velocity. This is, when you see something like this becomes a little scary. This is a classic hook echo. Classic. I talked about thunderstorms that are bent, and stretched. And look at this. That is a tornado south and east of the Hatfield area here. This is as impressive a thunderstorm as I've seen on the radar right now, and you can see it lifting to the northeast. And what you're going to see is a tight couplet. There it is. So you're looking from La Crosse here. All right. For those on the AccuWeather Network, we're going to send you into commercial here. For those on YouTube Live, stay with us. All right. This is a confirmed tornado southeast of Hatfield. This looks pretty scary to me. I'm looking at the correlation coefficient because sometimes when you see this, you can see debris up in the air. I'm not sure if I'm seeing that, if this is the actual debris. Jesse Farrell, see if you see what I see, if that's actually debris we're looking at here on the correlation coefficient here. Message me on Slack, but it kind of looks like that to me. That it almost looks like a correlation that you've got debris in here. So again, confirmed tornado again on the ground earlier. I talked about that. So Jesse, you're looking at what I'm looking at here. Not sure if that's what I'm seeing, but it's on the back side of the storm. The storm's up in here. I don't know if that's dust or something on the back side. Yeah. See, I think what you're looking at, the tornado's up here, but you've got a circulation. So what you're looking at here, you see this blue? I bet you this is some kind of debris or dust or dirt being forced up in the atmosphere. The tornado's up in here, but I think the back side of the wind there's some debris with this or circulating around the storm or something. This looks like a very, very strong tornado to me. Now, it doesn't look as we're going forward here, but boy, that's going right toward the Hatfield area. Confirmed tornado with that. It does look to me, well, it doesn't look as well defined as it was before on the radar, but boy, in the storm relative velocity it does. So this is going through the Hatfield area. This is now going to be moving in the southern Clark County and Wisconsin tornado warning till 5:15. 5:15 here. All right, thanks for joining us here on the AccuWeather Network. We got a tornadic thunderstorm here, a nasty thunderstorm now, moving in the northern Jackson County and now moving in the southern Clark County in Wisconsin. Tornado warning till 5:15. This has a confirmed tornado near the Hatfield area. This is moving in the southwestern Clark County. I'll put this into motion as we track this to the north and east. So this is going to go south of Columbia, and it's going to be near the Shortville area in about 20 minutes or so. Let me put this on its latest. I do want to show you storm. Let's take a look at the storm hazards. Boy, look at that. This is a strong circulation. Now, you're looking at the tornado down here in the storm hazards, but this is a little behind. This is actually going to be up in here, I believe, near the Hatfield area, where you're getting the tornadic shear. This kind of signal, there it is. It just updated right here. Still a little behind, so this went right through the Hatfield area. This is likely a powerful tornado that's gone through the area here. All right, I'm going to finish this up here, and then we're going to send it over to Anna, and we're going to have to update some radars here to keep up with the storms. You've also got this tornado warning in Clark County. This is confirmed tornado right now. Looks like it's near the Willard area right now, right in here. So that's going to go toward Hemlock and Greenwood. And again, we're in Clark County, tornado warning till 5:15 Eastern time here. Let's take it. I'm going to finish this out, just make sure we have other tornado warnings here. When we come back here, we're going to take a look at these thunderstorms in eastern parts of Iowa. Tornado warning associated with those. For those on the AccuWeather Network, we're going to send you to break, and we'll be right back. All right, I need to get the wind beneath my wings a little bit here and get caught up, and I'm going to send it back to you for some storm reports. Anna, are you there? All right, not yet. Okay. Anna, when you're ready, let me know. We continue to have tornado warnings in eastern parts of Iowa right now, near the Cedar Rapids area. Let's see here. There we go. Do we have a confirmed? We do not, but boy, that's a nasty looking thunderstorm here, south and west of Dubuque, Iowa right now. I'm going to take a look at this, and I'll send it to Anna in a second. I want to look at this really quick here, and then we're going to update my radars. Yeah, this is a thunderstorm to watch. It's a little broad circulation. I don't see a tight couplet, but let's keep an eye on this near Monticello. That tornado warning is associated with that thunderstorm cell. Let's put the radar right now. So that is now moving in the northeastern Jones County, and it's also going to be in southwestern Dubuque County. Tornado warnings until 5:45 Central in northwestern Jones, southwestern Dubuque, Iowa, till 6 o'clock. That looks very suspicious here. Also, tornado warning here near Washington County and in Washington itself till 5:30 Central Time. Tornado warning, and we extend that in the Jefferson until 5:15. And one last tornado warning, this thunderstorm south of Kirksville, Adair, 5:15 Central Time. And Lynn, that's a severe thunderstorm warning, so we'll continue to keep an eye on that. All right, Anna, I'm going to get caught up with the radars. Let's go over some storm reports.
All right, and Bernie, viewers are going to see behind the scenes here for a second. We'll talk storm reports, Bernie, then I'm going to send things back to you in about 10 minutes. One of our other meteorologists, Melissa, is going to be able to change radar sites for you. So in about 10 minutes, we'll come back to me and we'll talk about the rest of the evening while we get those new radar sites in for Bernie. All right, now let's talk storm reports. Now that we got some logistics out of the way, we are still on Bernie's radar there. Yeah, if we can there we go. Now we're on my radar. So I have the loop on and I have 3 areas circled for you because there are so many storm reports. It is hard to just look at this and say, yes, these are the new ones. So I wanted to show you, we're going through the loop. The new reports are populating. There's 3 areas that I want to cover for you. We'll take off the loop. I'm going to take off my drawing and we are going to start off with this northern area here. Wisconsin, we've been talking about you a lot. Bernie's been covering a lot of tornado warnings, and a lot of these have been confirmed warnings, so no surprise that we have new tornado reports to talk about. Southeast of Eau Claire, that's where we had that cluster of several different confirmed tornado warning polygons, all those purple polygons. Take a look. We have around 4:27 p.m. Central Time. So really about half an hour ago, I'm looking off the screen at the clock here. An officer reported a tornado near the intersection of two roadways. So really dangerous area there, especially if there were any cars on the road at that point. We go south of Wausau, Wisconsin. We were talking about a funnel cloud report, this one around 4:39 p.m. So similar timing, not that long ago, because we're talking about Central Time here. All right, I think those are the main things I wanted to cover here. We'll take a look at some of the hail while we're in this area. So 1-inch hail northeast of Eau Claire. This kind of goes with what Bernie and I were talking about earlier. We have the likely tornado south. We have hail to the north. So just goes to show there. All right, and it's not going to let me click on that hail report because it wants to click on the tornado report. We have about an inch hail report coming in from a weather spotter, dime size hail to put things in perspective for you. And then further south, we have another about 1-inch hail report. All right, to our network viewers, welcome back. I'm looking at storm reports. This is the first area that I wanted to show you. So I'm going to turn this off to get rid of that. We'll turn it back on. We'll zoom out. I'm going to put the loop back on once again so that we can see where some of these new reports are coming in. And we actually do have a newer tornado report southeast of Milwaukee here. And this is in the area of one of the errands. I'm sorry, we have two errand storm chasers, and I cannot remember who was where, but somebody was covering this storm and he and Bernie were talking about it. So let's zoom in even more so that I can actually click on these different reports. Here's our tornado report video showing a possible brief tornado north of Pecatonica. That's exactly where, I think, was it Aaron Jack that was here? It might have been Aaron. Oh, yes, my producer is helping me out here. It was Aaron Jack. So he was giving us even visual confirmation at one point of this tornado. So another tornado report coming in that just lines up with what he was showing us. To the north, once again, you're noticing the trend probably. We see hail, at least golf ball size hail there south of Durham. This is about 4:43 p.m. So really not that long ago coming in because, again, Central Time, I'm on Eastern Time. We're located here in Central Pennsylvania, if you were curious about where AccuWeather HQ is. Golf ball sized hail further to the north. Let's repeat our process here. I'll turn the storm reports back on. We'll zoom out a little bit more, and I'm going to turn the loop back on because I think the other area that I want to talk to you about is actually further to the south here. So we do have a couple of confirmed tornado reports. We'll talk about one of them here. This is into Missouri, Purdon, Missouri. Specifically, it's a funnel cloud report. So funnel cloud, confirmed tornado, two different types of reports, but both talking about potential tornadoes, circulation. You get the gist there. All right, another tornado report. I'm going to zoom in so I'm not hitting the hail. And here it is. This one, a spotter seeing a brief tornado touchdown. So a little bit different, the icons there with the differing types of tornado-esque reports. All right, further south, we have a wind damage report. This one, damage reported to outbuildings. Now, whenever I see outbuildings on storm reports, that piques my interest because a lot of times this ends up being at least a low-end tornado. Now, we won't find out for sure until we get those storm surveys. The National Weather Service goes out there, looks at the damage on the ground, and is able to go through their whole process to see, was this a tornado and was it a what EF scale number are we going to give it? But this is something we'll be watching those storm surveys for. All right, I think Aaron Jack has something to show us. Am I correct? All right, Aaron, where are you? What's going on?
Yeah, I am just southwest of Roscoe. I guess I'm in Illinois. We just had another attempt at tornado genesis after that. That rain wrapped around, cleared out, and we had a long funnel cloud, but I couldn't confirm any ground contact. But it does look like it's a big, nasty CG boulder, but it does look like it's trying again right now. Potentially it is a tornado in progress right now, wrapped in the rain. So that area I was watching when I stopped a little bit ago, that was starting to rapidly rotate at the funnel cloud. I got wrapped in the rain again. You can see there, we just got visibility now. Big rain shaft there, potentially a tornado wrapped in that rain right now. You can hear the tornado sirens going off right here in this little town I'm about to come through. Not sure what this little town is, but we are just southwest of Roscoe, so still a very dangerous storm. You can see if there is a tornado right now, it's wrapped in that rain, big rain foot gusting out. Potentially tornado right in there right now. Back to you.
And Aaron, I want to point out something here. You're saying it's rain wrapped. You're showing us the rain that you can't see the circulation. So to our viewers, if our storm chaser with lots of experience, Aaron Jajak, is there and is saying, I can't see if this is actually a tornado on the ground or not, there's too much rain, you should not rely on being able to see the tornado before you get to your safe location. So just a safety reminder there for you. Bernie, have you been able to get where we are on radar? Do you want to take
Need
back
a couple
over?
minutes.
Okay, all right. So I will go back to, well, go ahead, Aaron.
Rapidly, those rain curtains are wrapping around pretty rapidly, guys. You can see generally when I see rain curtains like this, they're kind of flaring out and wrapping around at the same time. That tells me there's a strong circulation in the center of that rain cloud. Potentially that rain swinging around and it's kind of getting thrown out from centrifugal force. So likely we potentially have a tornado in there. That looks like a, similar to what a tornado debris cloud looks like when the dust is flying out from the tornado. So good chance we have that rain wrap tornado in there. But again, like I mentioned, I can't confirm that 100%, but it's definitely, if you're in the path of the storm, this is a very, very dangerous storm. You can't see it coming. So definitely take heed and get in your safe spot. Back to you, Anna.
Aaron, tell me again, where are you? I'm going to try to show everyone this on radar, but I have been looking at 5 million different things, so I have not been keeping close track of what storm you're tracking.
Now, I just turned east, and I should be, this road I just turned east on should take me into the town of Roscoe. Actually, I'm still probably 3 miles to the southwest of Roscoe right now, but moving east towards Roscoe, south of Rockton, Illinois. It looks like if the tornado is, they're looking at the couplet velocity scan. It's to the southwest of Rockton, so definitely should be in their safe spot right now. That tornado is going to pass either through Rockton, very close to it, on the northwest side of that little town. The next time in the passing, it's going to be looks like Beloy. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but that is the next town in the path as well. It's going to be preceded by some big hail, it looks like, so you can get some big hail before a tornado comes. But definitely that couplet right now, and what I'm seeing on the field, in the field with that debris, that rain, sorry, not the debris, but the rain cloud wrapping around, it looks like the tornado is in progress right now. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Aaron. Thanks for bearing with me while I get my bearings on radar and get your location here. I'm looking now at what I think is the best radar site, because I do want to try to show you some of this while Bernie gets a little break here, as he has been doing, about 2 hours straight now of this coverage. It's good to tag team it. All right, I'm on La Crosse, Wisconsin right now, and with the sites that we have available to us right now, I think that's probably the best place for me to be. So I'm going to zoom back in here and show you what's going on. All right, so it is a confirmed tornado warning. This is in Winnebago County, Illinois here, out until 5:15 Central Time. So we have about 9 more minutes of this warning, unless it's allowed to expire early. Let's take a look at the signs of rotation here. We definitely have some stronger looking couplets immediately. I'm looking right here, just south of Rockton, but we have a couple areas where the green and red are relatively close together, which when we're looking at this specific radar product, we're looking at the velocity, that shows, yeah, there could be signs of rotation here. Just to see what shows up, I want to look at the correlation coefficient quickly. This is a lot to look at. I'm not seeing anything super strong, which I'm not surprised by, but just wanted to see what's going on there. All right, I'm going to switch us back to radar, and actually I'm going to switch us back to the national radar. I want to zoom out, give you the big picture, because we've been trying to cover so many different storms that it can be easy to get a little lost in all of this and exactly what's going on. And in fact, I mean, there's so many warnings, and this is stretching such a large geographic area that when I zoom out to the point that we can actually see everything, you can't really see the warnings, can you? Not very well. You can see there's a lot of them. So let's do a little overview. I want to go further south because, yes, we have a lot of tornado warnings up further north, but south of Kansas City, we do have a couple of destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. And It's actually great timing here that I went a little further south because our storm chaser, Tony Lawback, he is on the line with us, and he took a little bit more of a southern approach. Tony, remind us where you are and what's going on.
All right, so I'm just outside of the town of Nash, Oklahoma. So this would put me north of Enid on the severe cell that just rolled through Vance Air Force Base. Have been kind of staying ahead of golf ball sized hail. I have seen a few golf balls coming out of this particular storm. This storm is right along the cold front. The cold front looks like it's kind of slowed down a little bit. So that's given some interesting interactions with some of these storms. Right now, they continue to be mainly of the severe variety. You're looking at the dash cam. This is looking to the north as the leading edge of the storm starts to work its way down. This is US 64. You're seeing the traffic on in front of me. I'm just off the road here. This is one of two storms that I am watching right now. There's another storm. You heard Bernie and I talking about it further down to my south and west. That one making the approach toward Clio Springs. These have gotten really isolated. They, as these storms about an hour ago were all kind of in a line. Now they're starting to break apart. That's concerning for a couple of reasons. A, the large hail potential really gets significant when you get these storms by themselves. We've already seen reports up to 2-inch hail. Again, we've had golf ball hail in Nash that I have personally seen. But then again, with the cold front kind of slowing down, if these storms can get back to the front, suddenly you start introducing that tornado risk again. Right now, I'd still say that large damaging hail is going to continue to be the threat with these. But I wouldn't sleep on the tornado potential just yet. And I think, again, with the discrete nature these storms have gotten, and again, if you run the loop, you can really see how these storms have broken apart and now have really got space between them. So our dynamic of the storms have changed a lot in the last hour. So be very anxious to see how the next hour or two evolves. But again, right now, the large damaging hail continues to be the primary threat. Again, folks at Nash just saw golf ball sized hail, and it's possible we could be looking at even bigger hail as these storms continue to move east.
Yeah, and Tony, what you're saying, it exactly lines up with what I'm seeing on radar. So I actually want to show people what these storms look like on radar because Tony was mentioning they're breaking apart. That concerns him. Well, what I'm seeing on radar is a little concerning to me as well. Not necessarily too much with this northern storm that Tony's actively chasing. I mean, it looks like a stronger thunderstorm going to break on the network. All right, continuing on YouTube Live. We got to squeeze that in there for our network viewers. All right, and actually, I believe this is a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued here. So we're in Grant County, Oklahoma out until 5:15. The existing one, also Grant County, just two separate polygons out until 6. So extending things as this storm continues to work its way north and east. But I want to focus in on this storm to the southeast that Tony was chasing earlier, as he mentioned with Bernie, because I'm starting to see what could develop into a little bit of a hook, and I never want to see that on a severe thunderstorm warning. That's not what we want to see. Let me show you what things look like velocity-wise. Now, we're not seeing necessarily a super strong couplet. That's good news. However, I have red and green close together, and I have some of these brighter colors, which is also not good news when we're looking at this product. This means we have kind of general potential rotation. Lines up with what I'm seeing when we just look at radar, that potential hook starting to develop. We could start to see this turn into at least a tornado warned storm. So anyone in Clio Springs, Carmen, Helena, Goltry, Lahoma, Ringwood, and apologies if I'm pronouncing any of those names incorrectly, in Oklahoma, just be prepared. Make sure you have ways to receive watches and warnings aside from just, it's great that you're watching us on the network and YouTube Live, though I guess we're just on YouTube Live right now, but you want to make sure you have the AccuWeather app sending you those push notifications too, just in case we're not actively talking about your storm at that exact moment when the warning is issued. You want to be able to take steps to protect yourself. All right, let's go back to radar. I'm going to zoom out, and I want to show you the storm reports because Tony was talking about some of the larger hail that he personally had seen. Well, let's talk about what has been reported from these storms overall. So a lot of hail reports, dime size and even more. I want to take you to Storm Chaser Aaron Jack. He has an update there in northern Illinois.
Yeah, Anna, I'm coming up on this couplet. Strong tornado couplets right off here to my left, and we've got debris raining down here in Rockton. Very small, light debris, like leaves, paper, and stuff like that. But we're seeing debris falling down here, and the couplet is right here, just off to my what would be my northwest, about to cross west of Rockton, passing west of Rockton, looks like it's going to miss Rockton because I'm coming up into Rockton right now. It's kind of, it looks like it's maybe retrograding even back to the northwest, away from Rockton, but coming up towards Beloit. And we're right on the heels of this. And you still cannot see a tornado, but it is obvious there is a tornado here because of all the debris I'm seeing raining out of the sky right now. Back to you, Anna.
All right, I'm showing our viewers on radar what this looks like on radar and exactly who's involved. This is Boone County, Illinois, with that confirmed tornado warning out until 6:15. Another one, Winnebago, Illinois. That's the initial one we were talking about, out until 5:15 Central Time. And you're hearing the ground truth there, that this is a dangerous situation. Our very experienced storm chaser, Aaron Jajak, rotation, that couplet on the ground as he was detailing for you. So anyone in this area definitely needs to be taking precaution, getting to your tornado safe location, your basement, the lowest level of your house, an interior room with no doors or windows. Before we go back to Bernie, just want to give you an idea of where this storm is heading. I'm going to push play on the loop here. So we're going towards Delavan, Walworth, Harvard, and even more down the line, places like Burlington, Salem, Antioch. You want to be just ready, be on your guard for any additional warnings that are issued. All right, I'm going to hand things back over to Bernie from here, and we'll continue to track these warnings.
Yeah, I had to get up. I was getting a little stiff. I'm not as young and spry as you are, Miss Anna.
It's okay.
Yeah, dangerous situation right now with this thunderstorm that Aaron was just on in Winnebago County. This is the one that we talked about. Hey, southern side, this is going to have a tornado, and it has. And Aaron was talking about the ground truth. I want to zoom into this thunderstorm cell. This is tornadic, no doubt about it. You could see the spin, and when we get Aaron back, let me know, Barry. Aaron, I'm looking at the correlation coefficient, and you're talking about debris. It's showing up. It's showing up on the correlation coefficient here, this blue between Rockton and Roscoe, heading north toward below. It looks, and that's in Wisconsin, it looks, there's definitely debris showing up on the radar here, right in here. And you've confirmed that, correct?
I haven't confirmed it visually, but I've confirmed it by all the debris raining down around me, and years of experience chasing tornadoes. From how close I was to the couplet, actually how far I was from it, I was quite close, but within a mile of the couplet, and having that debris raining down on me tells me that's a strong tornado that's ripping through there. Thankfully, it just missed the town of Rockton. It looked like it occluded, and it kind of retrograded back to the northwest, thankfully sparing Rockton. And it looks like it's weakening now when I'm looking at the relative on radar. It looks like it's weakening, but we could maybe have another handoff now back to the east here, looking at Roscoe. I see,
right. Yeah,
potentially looks like another couplet forming or another hook echo forming here, Bernie.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because it looks like it's in the first little couplet here, south of below, but there's now down toward Roscoe. There's a little hook now starting to go there. The circulation. Are you seeing the same thing I am? It looks like it's a weak circulation, but it looks like it's starting to try down in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's the handoff of the mesocyclone to the new updraft. So we're gonna try and we're gonna get to the east here to track this, because, like I mentioned, that other tornado looks like it's weakening. It's retrograded back to the northwest. So we're gonna look for a new rotation to form here on the southwestern southern flank of the storm. We track to the east here. We are approaching. How far away from Lake Michigan? We're getting pretty close to the lake here too. So we're gonna be eventually gonna run out of room, keep up with the storm. So back to you, Bernie.
Yeah, and you know what, Aaron, what I've noticed with these storms, I don't know if this is something you see a lot of, but every storm I've seen so far this evening has had the same structure, in that when I turn on the storm hazards, the hail shaft has always been on the northern side of the storm, and then on the southwestern side, we've seen the tornado. Is that a normal structure that you see, where you get the hail shaft off to the north, and then on the southern side, you get the circulation?
Yeah, Bernie, it is. Well, I'm noticing rapid rain curtains to myself racing to the east here. So I think that's that rotation maybe about to intensify. But yeah, to answer your question, that is a classic supercell structure with that hail to the northwest, into the north part of the storm, in the core of the storm, and getting that rotation on the southeastern part of the storm. But I think I'm seeing rain curtains wrapping here, Bernie, off my south. in the sun here, and that is a sign of a new rotation forming for sure. So that matches up with what we're seeing on the radar and the velocity, with the velocity scan picking up this rotation, and now it's coming down to the surface and starting to wrap this rain around. So we'll see if we get a new rotation potentially, or where those rain curtains are, maybe right above me here somewhere, or right out in front. We'll have to see. We're gonna keep moving east here, Bernie.
I'm looking at the scan. It looks messy to me. I'm seeing a lot of red and green, but I'm not seeing any pattern that tells me that there's a strong circulation. So I guess that you're seeing that as well, that it is not a strong circulation. It just doesn't look organized to me on the scan. Are you seeing the same thing?
Absolutely. Very big broad rotation. Like I mentioned, those rain curtains were probably a good 2 or 3 miles of myself. So pretty broad rotation here. So I was also wondering if maybe some of that stuff we were seeing on velocity was some artifacting or something. Maybe that wasn't a coupler forming, but we'll have to see. Time will tell.
I'm still, you know what, I'm still seeing, it looks like there's still, on the correlation coefficient, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that, but it just looks a little funny. I'm seeing some blue showing up, that there's still some kind of debris into the atmosphere. Are you seeing that?
Oh, I would believe it. If it's still with how much was raining down back there, I bet that seeing is not that. Just like as you mentioned, that leftover debris from when it was and I'm probably there could still be a weak tornado. What I'm seeing on the velocity scan to that northwest of South Beloit. It definitely looks like it's still
no.
Yeah, probably a rope out phase, maybe.
You know, I see it near South Below and below. Yeah, Beloit. Yeah. I think there is a circulation there. You're right. I'm looking down a little farther south where you are.
Two different areas, right?
Two different
Beloit. Northwest of South Beloit, and then this new one between me and Roscoe.
Yeah, it's actually, I was told it's Beloit. Sorry for those that live in Beloit. But you know what? I'm looking at that southern tail. Let's put this into motion. I'm just wondering if it's lost I'm wondering if that northern circulation is going to kind of choke the southern one.
Barry?
Yeah, that might be true. I'm not seeing those rain curtains wrapping around anymore.
I wonder if, I think the storm now is taken over in southern
Are you staying with J-Jack? Because if so,
So, all right, listen, Aaron, keep in touch with us. You keep working on that storm. You know what? It's still a discrete cell.
I will add, it looks like I just got an updated reflectivity scan. It looks like that hood vector has become a little more prominent now, but I might be looking at a radar station a little farther away. But I would say, essentially, it looks like you might start organizing here with the storm.
All right, listen, you keep in touch with Aaron. Be safe. And we'll be in touch with you here soon.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. That was Aaron Jajak. Again, he's been tracking this storm that started in Stevenson County, then in the Winnebago County, the confirmed tornado in Boone County. We have the warning and now in Rock County, but it's not confirmed. But I think Beloit, boy, look out for that. All right, you're watching live here on YouTube. Meteorologist Bernie Rayno, Anna Zalin. Also here, it's been a long day already. We do have a confirmed tornado. Now we've got to look at this one in eastern Iowa. Where are we going to go? Let's go to Davenport. And there it is. That's where I want to go. Yeah, Davenport. All right. Just south of Iowa City here. Near Lone Tree, we have that confirmed tornado, and my computer keeps logging me off here, so let me get back on that here quickly here. By the way, this is how things work. Boy, I'll tell you what, I've done a lot of different kind of coverage in my 35-year career of being a meteorologist, and I can tell you, severe weather coverage is some of the hardest things you have to do, especially when you're covering so many storms, because things change like that. And here we go. We have a new tornado warning, and this is a confirmed tornado. Washington County, so it's in northwestern Washington County till 6 o'clock Central. Johnson County, eastern Johnson County till 6, and also northwest Muscatine County until 6. As well. This is the thunderstorm that we're looking at here near the Lone Tree area. You know, now see, this looks more like like a squall line with me here, and I think they're just going to warn the whole thing in here. You don't necessarily have a tight couplet. You have more of a broad couplet. So we're looking at Davenport. So again, the green going toward, the red going away. So this is your broad circulation in here. So it almost looks to me like anywhere in here, you have the threat of a tornado. It's already east of Lone Tree, but it looks to me like it's going to be going toward the Nichols area and West Liberty. That is in Muscatine County, confirmed tornado. All right, you're watching severe weather coverage here on the AccuWeather Network, also on YouTube as well. We're taking a look at this thunderstorm. This is a confirmed tornado here now pushing into Johnson County near the Lone Tree area. But as we were just talking about, and I want to show you again here, damaging wind gusts. What are we looking at, Barry? Below. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. That's a tornado coming through there, but I got to get to this first. The storm relative velocity. This is a nasty thunderstorm in here. And you do have a couplet, but it's very broad, so I bet you're getting some big-time wind in here, aren't you? 75-mile-per-hour winds. See that? Doppler radar showing that. It's back in here. Let me clear this a second and show you again. So you're getting winds in here, 75 miles per hour. Wow. So that's what this is doing. This is producing damaging winds, and also within here, isolated tornadoes. Lone Tree, Nichols, west of Liberty. Be careful. This thunderstorm is headed toward you. Let me put this on play, and you could see it just moving quickly to the east-northeast. So that has a confirmed tornado moving in again across eastern Johnson County and Muscatine County till 6 o'clock here. Aaron Rigsby, you're in Rockton, Illinois. What are you seeing?
That's correct, Bernie. So I'm sitting just east of Rockton, Illinois, just east of I-90, and we had a destructive tornado about 15 to 20 minutes ago that touched down just southwest of Rockton across 75, and unfortunately blew apart a roof of a home directly in front of us as it crossed that highway. And now the storm is cycling. What you're looking at right now is the old area of circulation kind of trying to redevelop here. This storm is not done yet. It is not dead yet. And if you're in the path of this storm, in particular areas just east of Beloit, if you're up in Fox Hollow and Clinton, you need to be taking your tornado shelter immediately. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes. The tornado it just produced about 15 to 20 minutes ago was destructive. It was strong, and it is doing damage, and it's only going into more populated areas.
Yeah, this was the thunderstorm that you and I talked about in Stevenson County. Remember, Aaron? Because there was the northern one that the northern side of the cell produced a tornado. And we said, watch that southern side. That's what it did. And now this is just to the east of Beloit, where you have this little indentation here. So you've seen the damage in the Rockton area, you said.
Yeah, Bernie, it literally hit a house, I mean, maybe 100 yards in front of us. It tore the roof off of it. It looked like it hit the barn nearby, and it continued to uproot trees and take down power lines, thankfully lifting just before it got into downtown Rockton. And, you know, like you were saying, this is the storm that we talked about earlier. This is the storm that produced the same, a different tornado near Lena. That was a different circulation. You watched it live here. It developed, and unfortunately, it came to fruition and produced that second tornado. And I might have another one developing right here. It looks like there's rain curtains circulating just to my south. If it's not on the ground, it's very close. It's rapidly rotating right in front of us here, guys. This is looking south, just east of I-90, looking to the southwest off of 67. It's hard to see with the visual because it's not condensed, but I see dancing rain curtains, and we likely have a circulation going through the trees right here that's weak at the moment.
Where are you at? Did you say where are you at right now? Did you say are you in Rockton, or are you near Beloit?
We are just south of Beloit, east of Rockton, just east of 90, sitting on 67, just to the east of the Flying J, and we have some sort of circulation right here. It's weak, but it doesn't mean it can't develop into something stronger, but we likely have some ground contact in these rain bands. And we're about to position to the east and keep up with it because it does look like it's trying to form another tornado here.
Yeah, we were just talking with Aaron Rigsby about this. We saw the same thing you did, that the circulation went through near Beloit, but there was a southern little tail. I'm showing it on my radar right now. Can we take my radar somewhere right now, maybe underneath me? if we can see, this is what Aaron is looking at in here. And we were talking with Aaron Jack a while ago. This is Aaron Rigsby that we're talking to. And there's a weak little circulation. It looks messy to me, Aaron. It doesn't look like it's organized, but it's trying. And that's what you're seeing as well.
Absolutely, Bernie. And the thing is earlier it was not organized either. It wrapped up so fast within literally the matter of just a couple minutes. It went from like an elevated funnel and then fully condensed into a tall, strong tornado, literally with just in a couple minutes. So I agree that this circulation is very broad. It's disorganized at the moment, but it's been the case throughout the day today where these things organize so fast because the atmosphere is so volatile. And it does not take long for these things to spin up. And, we've had multiple instances. Circulations have been really hard to see. So you may not know it's on top of you and coming until it's already on top of you, which is why I'm talking in a very high octave today, because these are moving into such highly populated areas. They're hard to see. And these are the most dangerous kinds of tornadoes that can form.
The other thing I've noticed with this, Aaron, tremendous amounts of hail with all of these thunderstorms. Have you run into that?
While the tornado was in progress earlier, we had hail up to tennis ball size falling down and hitting the side window. Thanks, we didn't lose the windows, but that main core of that storm is actually passing over I-90. So I'm sure a lot of issues are being caused on the interstate right there, right just southeast of Janesville. And another problem that we see, especially when hail starts falling, is folks start to park under overpasses. And I cannot describe to you how dangerous that is. If you have to pull over off of the interstate, do not park under those overpasses. It is not worth it. It clogs up traffic. And if one of these tornadoes spin up and it's on that highway, everyone is going to be in the path of that tornadic circulation.
All right, Aaron Rigsby, following this thunderstorm now that has pushed into Rock County, Wisconsin. Tornado warning with that thunderstorm here. I'm looking at the shear, the storm relative velocity here. It looks like it has weakened, but there's still some rotation with this thunderstorm. So we're going to have to continue with that tornado warning. The tornado warning continues for Boone until 6:15 Central Time, and I think they're worried about the southern part of this tail as well. That's why they have that tornado warning in there, right in here. So we're going to have to continue to watch that thunderstorm cell as it lifts northeast. Boy, some nasty looking thunderstorms here. All right, I'm going to take a survey of the radar right now. Anna, I'm going to throw it back to you.
Yeah, we have new storm reports to talk about with the exact same storm that you and Aaron were just talking about. So I want to show you what is new. Now, obviously, Aaron's giving you a little bit more detail on what we're going to get from the storm reports right now because he saw himself, like he said, a possible tornado, or what he's seeing to be a tornado on the ground hit a house. Let's go ahead and take my radar if we can. I have those storm reports up. All right, so we're relatively zoomed out because I just want to give you the overview. So here's Rockford. This has been the landmark, or the city that we've been using as kind of our position point to be able to tell ourselves and tell you where Aaron is. So zooming in here, we have 3 different tornado reports. Now, this one, a little bit more detailed, but none of these are going to give you a lot of detail about the tornado. It's just going to tell you that, yeah, we have a report of a tornado, which also gives us an indication the National Weather Service will be going out there and doing a storm survey to confirm in the next couple days. So video showing a possible brief tornado. So first to the west, then we head further east, multiple photos and videos shared on social media showing a tornado on the ground between Harrison and Rockton, so 2 cities here. And then let me move the radar over so I can show you the other one. A train spotter reporting a tornado on the ground just southeast of Harrison. So just like we've seen, like we've been able to give you from our storm chasers on the ground, this gives us the ground truth. It triggers, in many cases, these confirmed tornado warnings. It's not just this, though. We have some damage reports. This is where I'm saying what Aaron told you, a little bit more detailed than what we're getting from storm reports right now. Part of that, the exact thing I've been telling you all evening. There is a little bit of a lag in these getting reported into the system. But what we have so far, damage to a structure near Bates Road and Favor Road in Harrison or southeast of Harrison, possible tornado. I think we can pretty much say it was at this point with the reports and the confirmations that we've seen. Damaged trees and a structure along 2 different roadways. And those are the damage reports we have right now. Let's talk about the hail. So we have 1 inch hail. What I'm going to do here, I don't know if we can take my graphics at the same time. If not, I'll go through these hail reports, then we'll take my graphics. I just want to show you the visual of what we're talking about when we say close to 2 inch sized hail, close to 2 inch sized hail, golf ball sized hail is how it's being described. There's the graphic now. So 1 inch hail, it's quarter sized, right? Close to 2 inch is that golf ball sized hail. We've seen some larger hail reports, 2.5, 2 3/4 inch hail reports. And actually one of these, I think in this area I saw, was being described as hen egg sized hail. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Hen egg sized hail, which is 2.3 inch hail. If you're like me and have no idea how big a hen egg is, I'm sorry, I'm actually not sure I've ever seen a hen egg, but I understand we got to have something to compare it to. So 2.3 inch sized hail. If we can take the graphic again, our directors are on it today. So this is in between golf ball and tennis ball sized hail, which I think most of us have probably seen a golf ball and a tennis ball. All right, that's the storm reports we have right now with this storm. The other thing I want to show you, because we have gotten an update in the last 10 minutes, the watches, which I realize I need to advance the graphic. There it is. Now, if you've been looking at this, you might notice central Iowa, you are clear. The tornado watch was allowed to expire early. However, eastern Iowa, you are still under the watch, and everybody else highlighted on this map. So let me zoom out quickly here. If we can go back to my radar, I'll show you there's a lot of storms still in eastern Iowa, and that is why we still have that watch in effect. And Barry, I'm sorry, what did you just say in my ear? Okay, we have a tornado warning in Lee's Summit, Missouri. This is a new tornado warning, right, Barry?
It's a new
tornado warning. All right, let's go back to you, Bernie, so that we can break down what's going on there.
Yeah, it's in Cass and Jackson County here. I don't have the St. Louis, Missouri radar here. Let me show you the thunderstorm cell. It's right here. Again, even on the national, you can see this little indentation. So it's south and east of Overland Park. And it's right in there. It's in the south central side of Jackson County, Missouri. So that's south of Kansas City. Tornado warning. That is confirmed right now in Missouri. The tornado near the Raymore area, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Pleasant Hill, Greenwood, Lake Winnebago, Unity Village, all in that area here. As it continues to move to the east here, Greenwood, Longview, Vale, Lake Lotawana, Lone Jack, you're all in that. Pleasant Hill too also, so this is going to also include northern Cass County, confirmed. So this thunderstorm, Pleasant Hill, some populated areas, Greenwood, Pleasant Hill, Lone Jack. So this is going to be in the Jackson County, eastern Jackson County, and north central Cass County. Those are tornado warnings confirmed for that thunderstorm cell. Boy, has it been a busy evening with confirmed tornadoes. Now, I don't want to forget what's going on down here across Kansas and Oklahoma. We have this line of thunderstorms. We were talking with Tony Lawback a short time ago. These are all severe thunderstorm warnings, and I'm scanning through these. 1 inch hail, 70 mile per hour winds with all of these thunderstorms in Oklahoma and Kansas. So these are going to be your damaging winds. Now, they still look discrete to me, these individual cells, but we've not seen any tornado warnings with them. We were talking with Tony Lawback a short time ago. These are mostly going to be wind and hail. Wind and hail with this. Your tornado threat will continue to be farther north. This seems like a lone cell here. Again, this is in Jackson County and northern Cass County, because this is within what appears to be a line of thunderstorms. But again, you have a confirmed tornado with that cell. New thunderstorm cell coming up here with the tornado warning. Actually, no, we were following this before. I believe no, this is a new one. This is in northeastern Missouri, north of Quincy, Illinois. Let me put on, I believe the Davenport radar is, there it is. I wonder if there's a better radar I can use. No. Davenport would be best at this point. It's a little farther to the north. But let's take a look at that thunderstorm tornado warning. So that is in Lewis County, southeast of LaBelle. That's moving to the east-northeast here. Tornado warning with this, 545 central. Again, in western Lewis County, moving east. Let me see. It might be a little farther away. You can see a little rotation here. It's not great, but you can see it. Monticello, Argola. In here, that thunderstorm headed toward you should stay south of Midway, but again, going through Lewiston, Tolona toward Monticello and Durgan. Tornado warning with this thunderstorm cell. This is going to probably have some big hail with it. It's even far away from the radar, and you're still seeing 1.5 inch hail. It's getting pretty big, over golf ball sized hail with that. Therefore, you have a warning with that as well. All right, let me zoom on out. Let me get my bearings here where we're going to go next. Let me turn on the national radar here, zoom on out, and you can see what's starting to happen is these thunderstorms, I believe, are going to start congealing in the lines. It's good news and bad news. The good news is that should start lowering the tornado threat. It becomes more linear, but it's still going to be looking at damaging winds and hail. But you can clearly see you're getting less and less individual cells and more linear cells, all right? And with linear cells, you get more what we call straight line winds. I showed this earlier, but it bears showing again. In a linear situation, what decides whether a thunderstorm is tornadic or not is the state of the wind shear. Wind shear is increasing wind with height, increasing wind speed, but you also have direction as well. And when you get the same direction through a large part of the atmosphere, like we're looking at here, you get damaging winds. Straight line winds, you could still get isolated tornadoes, but it's mostly damaging winds. But it's directional shear. If you get that, that's where you can get the rotation. And if you look at this, and when you look at this right now, you could see that rotation east at the surface, southwest of 9,000 feet. That's what caused the circulation. All right, Adam, I'm going to set it over to you for some more information.
Power outages to talk about here. So the network, in just a couple seconds here, you are going to break on YouTube. Stay with us. We'll keep going commercial free. All right, for our YouTube viewers, let's take a look at those power outages. If we can go ahead and take my graphics, please. We have a lot to talk about. The last time that I was telling you about power outages, we were not quite at the point that it's populating on the map. Wisconsin was close. Now you're there. So Wisconsin, we have more than 12,000 customers without power, 15,000 in Illinois, 12,000 in Missouri, and more than 10,000 in Kansas. No surprise with the storm reports I've been showing you, with all the warnings Bernie has been showing you. We're unfortunately likely going to see these continue to climb. The other thing that we haven't been able to touch on yet, but is very important, is the flooding. We're starting to see flash flood warnings be issued. I'll show you those on radar in a second here. But first, just to look at the broader picture here, we have flood watches, we have aerial flood warnings. So this is talking less about flooding from immediate rainfall. That's what flash flooding is talking about. This is more of a bigger picture, widespread concern. We have river levels that have even broken records in Michigan already, and we're getting more rainfall. Wisconsin has already seen very dangerous flooding. We've seen flooding in Chicago. It's a very dangerous situation, so I want to make sure that you're aware that it's not just the wind, the hail, the tornadoes, it's the flash flooding and flooding too that you need to be on the lookout for. Let me take you to radar now, because we do have flash flood warnings like I mentioned, and I want to highlight for you where those are. They're amidst all of our other warnings, so I know it's a lot to look at. Let me zoom in here. Well, first, mostly it's Wisconsin down into Illinois, but crossing over into Iowa a little bit here as well. Let's start north and then we'll work our way south. Now, a lot of this is concurrent with tornado warning. So with the flash flooding, so far the storm reports that I'm seeing are flooded roadways. So that's not usually a situation where you have to kind of assess which do I need to respond to more immediately, the tornado warning or the flash flood warning. But just to give you the information, if you're in that situation, obviously tornado warning, you want to be going to the basement or the lowest level of your house. If there's ongoing flooding, that might not be the best choice for you. So look at what the warnings that are issued are, look at what the conditions look like where you are, and decide which one needs more immediate attention. Do you go to the basement, or is there water? Is it not safe because of flash flooding? Like I said, I don't think anyone's in that situation right now yet. We're seeing storm reports coming in of flooded roadways, which, a reminder, don't try to walk or drive through any flooded roadways. It is just never safe, never worth it. But now let me detail the flash flood warnings that we do have now that I've given you those reminders, the safety concerns. All right, so if we can keep on radar actually instead of the graphics. Yeah, there we go. The flashing green polygons, those are the flash flood warnings. So this one, Marathon County, Wisconsin, is out until 7:15 Central Time. The other thing you'll notice, the warnings and watches that I was showing you on my graphics, the map versus what we're seeing on radar, those are for longer periods of time. Flash flood warnings, it's more immediate because it's that heavy rainfall coming down that creates the concern. Let me just put play on here just to show you. We've already had one round of rain and very heavy rain with the yellows and the oranges and the reds, and we have more heavy rain moving in, which is all part of the reason for the warning. All right, zooming out, we're going to take you further south now. We have quite a few flash flood warnings further south into southern Wisconsin, into northern Illinois, and then over into Iowa. And again, all of these are concurrent with severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings as well. So we'll take it warning by warning here. So this is the severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know if it's going to let me click on just the flash flood warning because every part of this polygon is also under a severe thunderstorm warning. So one reminder also, your AccuWeather app or AccuWeather.com, you can put in your location and get what the warnings are for your specific location. That way, if you're around Dubuque, you can get the information for these specific warnings. All right, welcome back to our network, viewers. We're breaking down the flash flood warnings. Right now, we're in southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and then over into Iowa. I was just mentioning we have several warnings like this. I can't necessarily click on each individual one because they're overlapping, but if you're in this area, it's important to look yourself on your AccuWeather app, on AccuWeather.com. You can see what warnings are active for you, where you are right now, and how long do they extend for. We go further north and we have more severe thunderstorm warnings and flash flood warnings. This one, Greene County, Wisconsin, out until 8:15. Further north, Iowa County, Wisconsin, out until 8:30. Again, it's the same situation. We've already seen rounds of heavy rainfall. In some situations, you have more on the way. In others, it's exiting your region. But just be on the lookout for that rising water. It can be very dangerous, not to downgrade the threat of the tornadoes, the wind, the hail, but all things that you should be considering. All right, and I was ready to toss back to you, Bernie, and you took a drink. Great timing on my part, but now we'll send it back to you so you can break down more of the warnings.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I was just talking with Jesse Farrell here. 172 severe thunderstorm warnings so far, 76 tornado warnings. I thought there could be 24 tornadoes on the ground. I've been talking about that for 48 hours. I think I'm going to be underdone. I think this is going to end up the tornado. I'm going to see with Jesse a dozen reports. I think we're going to end up with 24 tornadoes here. Well, let's see. But I do want to show you this. I took the radar off and I just have the warnings, and you can see the kind of the structure of this line. And we talked about this morning, that we thought that the tornado threat, remember we showed you a graphic with this earlier. We said that the tornado threat would be in here. And by and large, that's pretty much been spot on. Now, we did have a few lone wolves here, one in northeastern Missouri and another one near the Kansas City area. And then we talked about the southern line would mostly be damaging winds, and we've seen that as well, as Anna was going over a short time ago. But still quite a few warnings, and you start seeing these warnings. These are destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll take a look at that cell. That cell had a tornado earlier. Now you're worried about wind gusts over 70 miles per hour with this. So this has just been a nasty line. Nasty line. Let me show you the U.S. radar here, and there it is. You can see the line right now. And if you look at it, classic severe weather, because the length of this line, almost 900 miles in length. but the actual width, less than 30 miles. Skinny, long line of thunderstorms. That's what we've been dealing with. All right. We still have quite a few tornado warnings to talk about here, all the way up in the Wisconsin. Boy, we're getting farther and farther away. Let's go to this one in Stevens, near the Marshfield area. So I'm going to take let's take the La Crosse radar here and look at this cell. There it is. Never mind, it's getting a little farther away. Also, as Anna talked about, we have flash flood warnings now with these thunderstorms. No surprise because, see, they're oriented north and west from southwest to northeast, and they're moving southwest to northeast, right? So they're moving over the same area. That's why you're getting flash flooding now. So here's the tornado warning near the Marshfield area. This is for Wood County until 6:15 Central Time. This thunderstorm here, I'm going to take a look at it, but it's kind of in between radars here a little bit. But there's the circulation, no doubt about that. There it is. So we're looking at it from La Crosse, which is to the south. So there it is. This is the circulation right in here. So, I mean, you're talking about 7 miles south of the Marshfield area, moving to the northeast. Let me turn on the radar, and you can see that lifting to the north and east. So that's going to get through Barkerville. Let me show the velocity again. So your circulation is in. So south of Barkerville, this is probably going to go very close to, let me put this in the motion, near the Auburndale area north of Arpin right now. That circulation coming very near you, also near Sherry. So this is in Wood County. It's a nasty thunderstorm here. Probably some larger hail. It's not showing up as much here, so but I would expect some large hail with that as well. All right, tornado warning way up here in Wisconsin. Boy, oh boy, way up north and west of Wausau right now. Let me take the Green Bay radar here, and see. Ooh, that looks nasty, doesn't it? All right, let's go. There it is. So we're now talking that tornado warning in Langlade County in Wisconsin, Langlade and Menominee, northwestern Menominee. Nasty line here. Let's take a look at it. Green Bay. Looks like you have dual cells here, doesn't it? Let me go back to this. Looks like you have one here. Certainly you have one in here. So you've got 2 tornadoes within this line, one of Elton. I mean, you can clearly see it right in here. So green, that's a tight couplet there. And what I mean by tight, and I talked about this before, if this is the couplet, it's like my fist. If it's more broad, it's like this, right? This one looks like a fist, doesn't it? You can clearly see it. So it's right in here near the Elton area. So we're talking in the Langlade County here, south of Elton, tornado warning. That looks like a pretty good couplet here. Let me check farther south. You've got something in here too with this thunderstorm. I'd be worried about this part of the storm as well, north of Mattoon and even south of Mattoon. So this whole thunderstorm line has the ability to produce a tornado, the entire line. I just see different little segments that look like they're spinning to me. So let's be careful of that. All right. Where else are we going here? Let's go south of Cedar Rapids. We have a confirmed tornado here, so let's go to the Davenport radar. Here it is. Let's see here, Davenport. All right, for those on the AccuWeather Network, we're going to send you to break. We'll be right back. Stay here on the YouTube Live. Here we go. This thunderstorm. So this thunderstorm has a destructive severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning, and here's why. It's a line of thunderstorms. Look at the bowing segments. See how they bow off to the east and southeast? You're getting damaging winds with that, no doubt about that. It looks to me like it's becoming more of a damaging wind than it is a tornado warning right now. When I took a look at the storm relative velocity, see, you're looking from Davenport, which is to the east, so you have a broad circulation right in here. See, away toward. This is mostly damaging winds now. Can't rule out an isolated tornado, but this is now moving into the eastern part of Muscatine County in Iowa. This will be approaching Davenport. This is going to have damaging winds. You're going to have a lot of damaging winds with this. Let me see what look at the winds with this. Let me survey it here. 56, 50, you're probably getting even a little 64, 47, 54, 36. So you're going to have wind gusts up over 50 miles an hour with this pretty easily. So this is mostly going to be damaging winds as it moves to the east. But again, we still have tornado warnings associated with this. Especially looks like the northern side of this cell south of Tipton. That's in Cedar County, southeastern Cedar. This will be going into northwestern Scott and southwestern Clinton County. Okay. We'll go back on the network. What, Tony? Barry, in what, about 15? 20 seconds. All right, I'm going to hold off until we come back on the network with Tony Laubach here in a second. Then we'll bring Tony in. He has been following the thunderstorms across Oklahoma. They've been some hailers throughout the day, throughout the evening here. All right, we welcome you back here in the AccuWeather Network. I want to bring in Tony Laubach, who is chasing the thunderstorms in Oklahoma. He's in Pond Creek, Oklahoma. Are you still on the thunderstorm north of Enid, or are you watching the thunderstorm southwest of Arkansas City?
Okay, well, we have moved on to the storm that is north of Enid, so we're kind of handing these off as they are progressively getting south. So I'm actually going to find someplace in Pond Creek, Bernie, if I can, to get under some shelter.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
As I believe the core, or at least the northern part of this core, is probably going to clip Pond Creek. This is all going to end up impacting areas along I-35 from, say, Perry, Oklahoma, Perry, our favorite town here on the AccuWeather Network, all the way up to the Kansas border. So folks that are planning to travel that stretch, be aware that over the next couple hours, this is going to get nasty. We've had hail reports up to 3 inches in diameter with the earlier storm, the one that is now southeast of Arkansas City, and then the storm that I'm in front of here. I'm driving away from it. I will give you a brief tour here. So if you give me 2 seconds, let me get flipped around so I can show you this.
While you do that, Tony, while you do that, it looks like the hail shaft is off to your south and west, north of Hillsdale and southeast of Nash. I do have the national radar in it, but I could see the dark reds in there. Now, you said these have had a history of producing large hail, correct?
Yes, and I've just flipped around here, so give the stream a second to catch up. And you see the leading edge of this through the windshield here. This is an ugly storm, Bernie, and I know right now I don't think they've warned it ahead of Pond Creek yet. I might just not have the updated on that. I know the old warning had it for 1.25 inches. Wouldn't surprise me if we get golf balls on the next warning here. So you're looking at the radar. You're seeing the same thing I'm kind of have. They haven't issued a new warning ahead of this cell yet. I think that's coming. But again, I don't know if you've got my stream live up or not.
I got
here,
it.
But,
I see it.
Very
we see you.
Ugly storm. Yeah,
they've warned for this. They've warned for this in Grant and Garfield County, and Pond Creek is just on the edge of that warning. I'm surprised, Tony. I know you're not surprised because we talked earlier. You didn't think the tornadoes would be this way, but boy, just looking at these thunderstorms, they've always looked suspicious to me that there could be a tornado or two. But so far, no reports of that, and you're not that impressed for tornadoes this far south, right?
Well, not really. And, again, the radar, this is why you have us down here a lot of the times. The radar showed those echoes, and if you looked at that without any context, you would think, holy crap, tornadoes. The problem is they were behind the front. So, going back to my favorite Karate Kid youthism, sweep the leg. That front undercut those storms. So despite them looking good on radar, there was just not any juice at the surface because that cold air had swept under the storm. And if you're looking at the stream now, you can see the evidence of that leading edge of the cloud bank, that shelf cloud. That's kind of the leading edge of the gust front. So I'm actually behind the cold front right now. My temperature's 64 degrees as opposed to 81 on the other side of the front. So this storm, think of it as like you're pushing snow down your driveway with a snow shovel. Your snow shovel is the cold front. And the snow is the surface instability. And when you push that shovel into it, that snow goes up and over the shovel. That's what's happening here. All that instability is being pushed above that cold layer, and that's why you're seeing a lot of hail.
All right. And are you going to just follow that storm as we go forward this evening, Tony, and just keep... are you just going to pick on that storm, or you're just going to eye the radar and see what's in your vicinity?
I'm going to kind of stay with this. I might sit here, see if I can find some cover, a car wash or something, and let this thing roll over me and kind of try to get gauged as to what kind of hail's in here. I'm not sure if it's going to be big hail or a lot of small hail. That's always a question in these kind of instances. But again, this is a very ugly storm. I hope she doesn't take it seriously. But
that is
very pronounced shelf cloud.
Yeah, explain if you can, Tony. Dissect the thunderstorm. What are we looking at here? I see the lowering of the cloud, then you see the clouds to go up. Explain the structure of this storm if you can.
Okay, so kind of similar to what I was talking about, the snow shovel thing right now. The cold front is the snow shovel. What you're seeing in the clouds, that leading edge, is the snow that's going over the snow shovel. So think of that snow is the instability, the warm layer at the surface. It is being wedged up above the surface, and it is becoming elevated. That's why we don't see a tornado risk with this. But when you put more cold air into the equation, hail likes cold air. So these are becoming really intense hailers. And I would imagine here shortly, Pond Creek areas to the south are probably going to start to see some pretty decent hail. Again, they haven't warned this again past Pond Creek, have they, Bernie?
No, they have not. Let me check. No, I don't believe they do, Tony. Here, and if let's see here, I was just Pond Creek. No, they have not extended that warning at the current time. Let me draw it on our viewers here, and this is Pond Creek right now. And all right, thanks for joining us here on the AccuWeather Network. Tony Lauback here in Pond Creek. Tony, you were telling our viewers here you're waiting for this thunderstorm to sweep on in. It is off to your south and west. We believe it's going to have a lot of hail. It does look to me like the hail shaft's going to come right over you.
Yeah, I agree with you on that 100%. But again, the question is it severe hail or is it a lot of small hail?
Yeah, they've not warned, they've not extended that warning past Kremlin and Pond Creek at the current time, Tony. It seems they're going to have to, because the warning right now only includes southwestern Grant. They're going to have to warn this across at least eastern Grant, I would think. And even if they don't, there's one that's following behind it. You know, the other thing, and Anna was talking about that, Tony, you're going to start getting flash flooding in this area. It doesn't take much in this part of Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, that's definitely going to be a huge concern. And I found a little cover here. I'm not sure it's going to be the greatest just because I'm still exposed to the wind a little bit here, but I want to, sorry, I screwed up my camera here, so give me just a second here to fix
I want to stay, if
so
we
many
can,
buttons.
Yeah, if we can, I want to stay with you because it looks to me like the worst of this storm is going to be over you in about 5 or 6 minutes. If you have to get yourself set, and then we could come back to you in about 5 or 6 minutes when you're ready, we can do that if that's better for you, Tony.
No, you stay with me here. I'm set up. I just pushed the wrong button on the camcorder, so my stream will cut out for a second. But when it comes back, I mean, it's a view. It's a view. It's going to be a view. I don't know what the delay is here, so.
Yeah, I'm going to keep you live here, Tony. I'm going to look at some other cells a little off to the north here in the northeastern county. Just stay with us. Let's stay with Tony here. And Tony, when you see something, just I can't believe I'm saying this. I give you the right to interrupt me.
Everybody, mark that down.
Mark
it's
that
the first
down.
time ever.
Okay. All right. Tornado warnings continue with these thunderstorms north of Quincy. Now I'm looking at the Davenport radar. That's the best I can do at the current time. So tornado warning with this, not too far away from Keokuk right now. This thunderstorm looks pretty nasty. This is in eastern Lewis County. That's now getting into Adams now, western Adams County in Illinois. That thunderstorm has a tornado warning with it as well. Let me turn on it's not the best picture here, but it looks to me it's near the Canton area, north of LaGrange. All right, and that thunderstorm will put this into motion. That's lifting to the east-northeast, so that's going to be going across southern Hancock County in Illinois, where we do have that tornado warning until 6:30 local time here. This is a nasty line of thunderstorms. My goodness, it's coming right through Burlington right now. This looks like a mini little squall line. You have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning with this. This is going to produce damaging wind gusts. And on the northern side,
Bring my stream up.
Yeah, just here in north central Des Moines County, here in Iowa, this has a tornado warning with it here. I'm sure you're going to see I'm not really seeing much of a velocity here right now. But boy, there's still a tornado warning with that. That's going to be going through Keithsburg right now, and this will eventually getting into Mercer, Illinois. So this is going to be damaging winds and a tornado. Look at this line. This is a nasty line from Wapello right here toward Fort Madison. So damaging winds. Wind gusts of at least 70 miles per hour. I wouldn't be surprised if you see even higher than that. In fact, you know what I can do? Why don't I see if I can take a look at the base velocity? Let me turn off the warnings here for a second. And let me look at, it's not as, see, you're kind of on the edges here. You're getting wind gusts 40. It's higher than that. Doppler radar just not picking it up at the current time. All right, Tony, we're going to send it back to you. What are you seeing right now?
Well, we're probably about to get into this. They did finally issue the warning ahead of this here. So this is now for golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is impressive looking for you know, we talk about tornadoes always kind of getting the thing, but again, this is probably looks really cool. Obviously, you saw it when it was coming into town here. I'm starting to see on the concrete an occasional, like a smaller hailstone bouncing. So we are getting very close here. We probably have to stay live. This might be entertaining, especially if I didn't take the right angle on this cover.
Can we take, even if you have to cover me up, there's another one you thought you'd never hear, Tony. If we could take my radar too, I don't want to lose Tony, but we can see that thunderstorm cell coming right towards you, Tony, here. There it is. Right there. I don't want to lose Tony. Tony has the best looking shot right now, but yeah, that's coming right in towards you, Tony, right now. That's going to be in the next couple of minutes. I'm curious to see, you know, it looks like a gust front coming in. You think this is going to be, I didn't survey it, is this going to mostly be a hailer, or there's got to be some strong winds with this? You got me, Tony? We lost Tony Law back. Well, that's not a surprise, given what we're looking right now. Tony,
I'm back.
Yeah, we're talking about the line of thunderstorms. Looks like it's mostly the golf ball size hail, 1.25 and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's what it's being warned for right now, and I'm sure it's going to look like midnight here in a second.
I think you're right. I'm gonna tighten up the shot here and get down onto the street level. I'm starting to hear the hailstones tinking on the side of the car. I'm parked kind of under an old gas station car repair here in the center of town, so I'm largely going to be blocked from most of the hail. I hope. Obviously, it comes in from sideways. That could be a little nasty, and obviously the winds is a concern here. It's fun here in Creek. We'll keep with you, because if you ever wanted to see a windshield destroyed live on TV, this is going to probably be your opportunity.
Now, we're also seeing lots of rain here, Tony. I'll be interested to see how much flash flooding there is. Unfortunately, you know what, Tony? Even when you get past this storm, you've got another storm that's heading towards you in what county are we at here? In Major County, and in Major County, Oklahoma, Lahoma, it looks like you're going to have twin cells in there. I can't believe this second cell to your south and west, though, would be as strong as what you're going to see right now.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it's going to be. We are getting hail here right now. Most of this is nickel-sized hail. I know it's hard to see on the stream, but we've got nickel. I'm hearing bigger thuds on the cover above me here. So we're okay. Yeah, we're at an inch in diameter now. in Pond Creek. So 1-inch hail so far. Again, this is the early part of this cell. And I'm going to try to zoom in. I mean, but like you said, it's not quite midnight, but, you know, we're
certainly looks
pretty
like
bright.
it,
Now,
doesn't
we're getting,
it?
yeah,
The worst
1-inch
is still
hail.
yet to come.
Hearing,
Worst is yet to come.
oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, like I said, I'm hearing the occasional loud thunker hitting some of these objects here. I just saw one that's probably over an inch bounce off the garage I'm parked next to. The wind right now is coming at my back just a little bit, so you're seeing it on the screen blowing from. Well,
by the way, Tony,
I
just want to interrupt you for a second for our viewers here. On the bottom right, this is, what is that, Aaron Rigsby? Or is Aaron Rigsby in Rockton, Illinois earlier? He talked about a damaging tornado. That is the footage from that thunderstorm that produced that damaging tornado. That is in the lower right-hand side. That was Aaron Rigsby. In the middle, on the far left-hand side of your screen, that is a live shot from Aaron Rigsby. And the A Squared team continues in the middle, Aaron Jajak. Also, they might be on the same storm, just different perspectives, but that's the storm that went across north central Illinois and is now in southern Wisconsin. But that thunderstorm has had a history of producing tornadoes. We're going to keep an eye on that. So I want to stay with Tony. Are we going to bring him back? Okay. The worst of this storm is about ready to come in. Tony, and by looking at the structure of the radar, I would assume the wind's got to be picking up big time here soon, too.
Yeah, right now the wind isn't a huge issue. I mean, you can see kind of American flag off in the distance, and it's billowing, but it's not good. But I am seeing some golf ball sized hail. There is some stones in here that are definitely bigger.
Yeah.
And
you
once,
could see it.
Things come
you know
down,
where you could see it, Tony? You could see it falling in the rain. Your picture, you could see the big splashes. It's like throwing a rock in a pond.
Yeah.
And I can hear it.
Yeah, so I've just rolled down my window. What's happening right now is early in the storm, you get a lot of small hail, very heavy. As the bigger hail starts to set in, and you can kind of see the missiles that are starting to hit the water here.
Yep.
Yeah, these are the bigger hail. So we're getting less hail overall, but it's getting bigger. So we're probably, again, you could see the splashes. I'll zoom in here. You know, these are probably approaching golf ball, and they're all, you know, they're golf ball size for sure.
Yeah.
Easily golf ball. So yeah, this is again, this is live in Pond Creek. Again, we've been tracking these storms. They're pretty significant hailers. We've got a few folks that are parked with me. We're all, well, I'm enjoying it. They probably are not, but you know, we're all different, right?
Also, by the way, water rescues underway in Kansas City for flooding. For those on the AccuWeather Network, we're going to send you the break, but stay here live. We're live on YouTube. All right, Tony, you know, we talked about this before, too. When you ever get this hail, you tend to get less hail, right, when they're bigger stones, right?
Yeah, well, you know, we just said that, and then she opened up here. I mean, like, here, let's zoom in here so you can see the hail on the ground now. That's coming down. I mean, this is a big old hailer. Lightning's pretty close too. I mean, I'm getting flash bang within a couple of seconds, but right now we're easily talking 1.5 inches, maybe some golf balls. Again, I don't get paid enough to go out in the middle of the hailstorm, so we're all going to have to wait to get the formal measurements here. But I can assure you this is severe hail.
Yeah. Tony, what kind of damage can this kind of hail do to cars and houses and buildings? I assume you've got to get a little bigger than golf ball size hail to produce a lot of damage?
Yeah, you know, and again, if it's wind driven, that certainly adds to it a little bit. Right now, I would say you're probably, if you're driving through this, you're probably going to, you know, I'm not going to say you're going to smash out your windshield, but you're going to crack it pretty good. This will dent your car for sure. And, you know, maybe older windows that aren't as, sturdy. But we are winding down here. The hail is starting to wind down. So I'm gonna toss it to you briefly, so I can go out and find a couple of these stones, and then I'll get some pictures for you.
All right, get back to us. We want to see what you have here. Tony Lawback live in Oklahoma, Pond Creek. All right, we have flash flooding. Anna was talking about that earlier, and we have some water rescues in Kansas City, Anna.
Give you a look at the updated storm reports, including in Illinois around Rockford. We have more storm reports coming in there. So I want to start with the water rescues, especially Kansas City. It's in the metro area. So we have a tornado report further south. A tornado touched down about 5:25 Central Time in Belton, Missouri. But in Kansas City itself, we have 2 flash flood reports, and at least one of these, Stadium Drive near 31st Street, a water rescue. So that's in the Kansas City metro. A little further to the north, we have stalled cars at 170 and Broadway in standing water. So a dangerous situation there, but especially anytime we start to see water rescues, that is a concern. It's dangerous. We have a flash flood warning, of course, ongoing here for Jackson County, Missouri, including the Kansas City metro, out until 9 p.m. Central Time. So that gives you an idea of just how severe the situation is. That, I mean, take a look. I'm going to click out of this. I'm going to turn the storm reports off. I'm going to zoom out. The rain, it's passing this area. Still, southern portions of where we have the flash flood warning, you're still seeing active rainfall, but the heaviest rain has passed. But this gives you an idea of how long officials are thinking this is going to take to resolve, out until 9 p.m. again. All right, let me zoom out. Let me turn the storm reports back on. I mean, we have so many. I want to zoom out, give you the big picture. We'll zoom in a little bit more than that. There's not always a great in between when I click the zoom out button here. I'm going to turn the play on so that you can see some of these starting to populate. It helps to kind of give an idea of what's new, what's already been there. We just continue to get funnel cloud reports. We continue to get tornado reports. I want to take you to northern Illinois, as I mentioned, because we've been tracking the storms here. Still have a confirmed tornado warning in this area, so continues to be a strong storm. I know storm chasers, Bernie, you were talking about a destructive tornado here. Let's take a look at what new storm reports that we have. Again, there's a lag. We're going to get a lot more information about this storm and the exact damage it did tomorrow. All right, little pause for our network viewers to rejoin us. We're looking at storm reports in northern Illinois, where we've been tracking just a slew of confirmed tornado warnings throughout the last several hours. Our storm chasers in the area have been saying they're visually witnessing, they're seeing a destructive tornado, have seen the tornado hit a house, Aaron Rigsby said, and tear off a roof. Let's take a look at the storm reports that have come in. I was just mentioning we're going to get a lot more information tomorrow, but let's see what we have right now. So these are the same wind damage reports that we looked at earlier. We have some hail reports, 1.5-inch hail. Further north, we have 2-inch hail, so some larger hail that we're getting to. Let's move a little further to the west, look at some more of these hail reports, golf ball sized hail. And then we do have those ongoing flash flood warnings in the same area too, with heavy rainfall still ongoing. So just remember that flooding is really starting to become a higher threat, a bigger threat, especially compared to earlier. All right, I just want to zoom out, look at the big picture. Just every so often, I think it's good to show you the whole picture here. We still have a lot of warnings ongoing, but I want to go to my graphics now because I can clear some of you, not a lot of you, but we look at the tornado watches. I already told you, central Iowa, you have seen your watches allowed to expire early. Eastern Iowa, you're not quite in the clear yet, but we're seeing this line moving out of Iowa and into Illinois. There's still some rain, still some rain that's popping up further to the west. So just wait until that watch is allowed to expire before you kind of exhale. Further south, though, we get into a small portion of Missouri, but mainly into Kansas, places like Topeka. Your watch was allowed to expire early, so good news for you as well. But everybody shaded on this map, you still have a watch out until 8, 9, or 11 p.m. Central Time, depending on where you are. All right, Bernie, you have something new to show us.
I mean, I'm scratching my head here because I have a tornado warning, a line of thunderstorms here in Rock County, Wisconsin, east of Janesville. There are 2 separate warnings, and I was scratching my head because it's an interesting line here, and we're going to go to Aaron Rigsby or Jack here shortly. But you've got this line of thunderstorms that's almost like a west-east line. Usually you see these lines north-south. This is now west-east lines, and there's little indentations with confirmed tornadoes within this line. It's a peculiar sight here, and you're getting rotation with it. I'm not seeing it as well, but there are confirmed tornadoes within this line of thunderstorms here. Let's go to Aaron Jack. Aaron, and you're following this line. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm coming into Johnstown right now, just east of Janesville. You guys a little bit better of a look of it. We're following a big wall that wrapped up, rain wrapping around, and this is it following it to the north now, but so it doesn't like tornado threat is diminished. You can see our rain curtains circling around south right now. And this is the area of interest I've been watching for potential tornado right now. But again, as I mentioned, I think the tornado threat's kind of low right now with this outflow. But those are rain curtains on my south are going to be interesting. So we're going to keep following this line off to the east. Now, this is a different cell than the one I was tracking earlier. The lead cell, I dropped off of that cell, came back to the left with this new couple that formed. As it looked like this lead cell was a little cold looking and the tornado threat had diminished. So I wonder if this storm's about to undergo a similar evolution where it's going to start losing its tornado DNA characteristics. So we'll keep tracking here to the east. Again, like as I mentioned, those rain curtains, I'll show you guys right here.
Well, looking
to my southeast right now, you can see still a bit of glow from the sun there, but those are those rain curtains swinging around from the south right now. Back to you, Bernie.
Aaron, this is a peculiar cell to me because it looks to me like it's a line of thunderstorms here. The line looks like it's about 10 miles, but it's not oriented north-south. It's oriented west-east, and it's lifting north. And within the line, what I'm seeing are these little indentations within the line, the backward C's that we look like. And it looks to me like there could be a tornado anywhere within this line. At the very least, it's going to have damaging winds. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I mentioned those rain curtains to the south. We've got rotation right up here above me, right here, trying to form again. A little bit of a funnel cloud there, rapid rotation. You can see these clouds here, the darker clouds in the distance moving right to left. And then right in front of me, right above us, it's going left to right. So we have a rotation trying to form right here associated with those rain curtains wrapped around. Yeah, that's rapid rotation up there above me right now. So we'll see if this thing's gonna do it here. It definitely still looks like a dangerous storm. You know, it is a weird setup. It's almost like they're writing some kind of boundary or warm front or something.
Yeah.
The warm front should be well to the north right now, so I'm not sure what they're riding on.
I want to show my radar for a second. I don't want to necessarily lose Aaron, but I have the storm relative velocity in here, and what I've done is you have a little rotation here, little rotation here, little rotation here, and a little rotation in there. This whole line, to me, is going to try to produce a tornado. But usually when you see all these little rotations, Aaron, I would assume the saving grace is that you wouldn't necessarily get a large tornado. Now, a tornado's a tornado, and it can do damage,
maybe
but you know what I mean?
Maybe a funnel cloud up here, Bernie. Sorry to interrupt, but maybe a little funnel cloud forming up here now in the center of that rotation area. But yeah, I would agree. There's potentially, but this, yeah, looking like potentially a funnel cloud coming down there. Let's see if we get through these trees. Now that feature is dissipated, so maybe not. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I was showing the radar, and I have the storm relative velocity. If we can put that back on, and what I've done is I've indicated, or I've found on this storm relative velocity, Aaron, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 circulations, small circulations within that line. And my theory is that it probably won't produce a large tornado, but that line can produce tornadoes as it lifts northeast.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that assessment, Bernie. The whole storm right now is looking, very, very broad rotation. And as you mentioned, I see smaller areas of rotation. The base of the storm underneath right now, to me, it looks cold right now. So I'm I'm thinking the tornado threat might be a little diminished because of that, but with still, it is tornado warning. So if you are in the path, then definitely still heed those warnings. But to me, it looks and feels cold right now, the storm.
Yeah, you know what? The other thing I've just noticed is that prior to that line of thunderstorm that already poured in that area. So I got to believe it's been stabilized. It is interesting, though. I see there's the line moving toward Milton and Richmond, and then south and west of Avalon and southeast of Janesville, I see the little tail. Is that the tail that you're on, or are you a little farther north?
Let me take a look here. You said Gainesville?
Yeah, like are you south? Go ahead.
I'm halfway between Johnstown and Richmond right now.
Oh, okay, good. So I was looking at the right. I would start to look down south and east of Janesville because you know what I'm seeing, Aaron? I'm seeing a little tail south and west of Avalon, southeast of Janesville. I don't know if it's going to do it, though, because it may be running into the same problem as its predecessor, that it's going into the rain-cooled air. But there is a little tail back there on the radar. I don't know if you see it. I'll circle it for our audience. It's back in here. I wonder if something will try in there. Or this cell might be over Tornadic, though, because it's been raining in that area, right? That can't help the circulation.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also looking back further down the line. I can see it looks like another dark wall cloud is featured. It's probably another one of those appendages reaching out that you were mentioning. That's back further to the west of this storm that we're on right now. But that area you're talking about, I definitely see some rain down there. That's definitely probably what I'm seeing what you're talking about right now. But I agree, they're probably going to run into a similar problem as that first storm. And I'm also wondering if we're going to have any influence from the lake soon here with cooler air coming off the lake.
Well, I'll tell you what, thanks for joining us here in the AccuWeather Network. We're talking with Aaron Jajak, who is in the Richmond area covering this nasty thunderstorm here. And Aaron, just so you know, National Weather Service has put out a tornado warning with that entire line now that I was just talking about, east of Janesville, south and west of Avalon. It's a blanket warning because I think they're seeing the same things we are. There's little indentation. Now, this is a little farther south. Let me look at the shear rate here. It's not as impressive, but I don't see any circulations with this one, but just the structure of the storm. They've tornado warned this entire line, just southeast of Janesville and southwest of Avalon, this entire line. You can see the little indentations. That's coming towards you. I'd keep an eye on that, okay? All right. We're going to go to Tony Laubach, who is I think it was Pond Creek, Oklahoma, with some big-time hail. What do you got for us, Tony?
Well, we can put this one in the books. We've got 2.5-inch diameter hail. So this just went north of Pond Creek. So this is just east of town right now. In town, we had about 1.5 inches here. This, if you measure from the widest point to here, this actually is 3 inches technically. But we'll put it down as 2.5 inch, about tennis ball size. So this is heading right now toward I-35. So you're talking Lamont to Tonkawa, Blackwell. You don't want to be on I-35 when this comes through here. So again, we're talking.
Hold on, Tony. We just want to let you know those on the network. We're taking a break. Okay, back on YouTube Live here. Tony, it looks like it's just off the east, but you got right into that hail core. The radar didn't lie, did it?
No, it did not. And again, this is big time hail. Again, heading for I-35. So from Tonkawa to Blackwell to just basically South Haven, Kansas, on the other side of the border. Confirmed 2.5-inch hail.
Could we put the radar back on? Tony was mentioning the towns. I want to show people, our viewers, where we're looking at here. So Tony is back here in Pond Creek. This red area, let me put this on its latest really quick here so you can see, so I could illustrate a little better. So this was the hail shaft that went right near Pond Creek. That's the hail that Tony was just showing us. This is Interstate 35, Tonkawa toward Blackwell. That's where this thunderstorm is now headed with that hail. cell. You don't want to be caught outside in that. That is moving off to the east. Looks like the other cell that I was talking about, Tony, is going to pass off to your south. Looks like some hail from Kremlin toward North Enid, but that is going to pass off to your south here. Looks like the worst of the weather for at least where you are right now is past.
Yes, I'm going to thread between the two cells, try to beat the south one to I-35 as well.
All right, Tony. So you're going to head, where are you heading for next? Are you going to try to outrun that cell, or are you going to try to, what direction are you going to go?
I'm heading straight to Tonkawa.
Okay.
So I'm on 64 eastbound.
Got it.
So
I see.
Yeah,
you're going to try to get. You're going to try to get that cell again. Looks like the hail shaft. Just looking what I'm looking at, maybe just between Blackwell and Tonkawa. That's what it looks like to me on the radar right now. You could judge for yourself, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If you're traveling, stay put. You don't want to be on I-35 between those two towns in the next 20 minutes.
All right. Tony Lawback, Oklahoma, heading to I-35, trying to catch up with this cell again between Blackwell and Tonkawa as that cell has produced some big-time hail. Tony, thanks for joining us, and stay with us. All right, we're going to check in near Madison, Wisconsin. Well, that's that line. Let me try to find here. All right, it's southeast of Madison. We do have a tornado warning. We do have a tornado warning. We still have that warning that we were talking about southeast of Janesville. Let me look at this. We'll turn on the Milwaukee radar here, get a close look at this thunderstorm cell. And let me go here. So there it is, this line of thunderstorm. So it looks like Sun Prairie, Pierceville toward Cottage Grove. Nasty line. Now, we're starting to see more and more lines of thunderstorms instead of the discrete cells. So what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of tornado warnings for the entire line, and that's what you're looking at here. And you could see, I was talking before, backward C's, backward C, backward C, backward C. This entire line is going to have the ability to produce, first of all, damaging wind gusts. You're going to get wind gusts past 70 miles per hour and isolated tornadoes here. Let's do what we've been doing all night. Let me show you the shear rate. You could see where you see the green and red. So this appears like the best shear is down toward the Pierceville area. Let's see the storm relative. Yeah, there it is. All right, now we're looking at Milwaukee. Here's the problem with this thunderstorm. So it's this. The couplet's like this, not like a fist. All right, we welcome you back here on the AccuWeather Network as we're looking at a tornado warning here north and east of Madison. This is across Dane County until 6:45 Eastern Daylight Time. You could see this, and what I was explaining is you have this line of thunderstorms right now, and it's a line, but within the line you have these little indentations within the line, and that's where you can get the tornadoes here. And right around in here in Pierceville, you have what it looks to me a pretty broad rotation. You can kind of see there's the green and there's the red. So the green, again, we're looking at from the perspective of Milwaukee, which is way over here. The green going toward, red going away. So there's your circulation. Bus's Corner toward Pierceville. That's the tornado warning. Now that, as I put this into motion, let me clear this. This is moving to the east, so watch the green. So this is going to be going just south of Sun Prairie toward the Marshall area, but really anywhere within this line across all of eastern Dane County, you have to be prepared for a tornado. And at the very least, there's going to be some damaging winds with that as we track that line of thunderstorms to the east. All right. The good news is we're seeing less and less tornado warnings. I think that should continue as we go through the rest of the evening. I do want to take you down here, though, near Davenport. This is, boy, that's a line, isn't it? There's a destructive severe thunderstorm warning with this. That's this. There it is, right in here, and that's through the Davenport area, but there it is, that entire line. It's from DeWitt toward Eldridge toward Princeton. This line looks very nasty, pushing into Clinton County and Rock Island County from Princeton east of DeWitt now. This is going to wind gusts 70 miles per hour. And a tornado warning. Same story that we saw up north. You've got this line of thunderstorms. I'm going to have to stay with the Davenport here. You've got the line of thunderstorms in here, and within this line you have those indentations. Let's take a look at the shear rate here. I'm not really seeing anything there that is outstanding, but it's not the best radar. Not really seeing it here as well, but just looking at the structure here, you're going to get, there's a tornado threat here, certainly, and you're going to have damaging wind gusts 70 miles per hour. All right, we have some video coming in. Where are we coming in, guys? Rockton, Illinois. This was earlier today. This was that thunderstorm that produced. This is what we're looking at. This is from Aaron Rigsby. He reported that there was quite a bit of damage and a large tornado that went through Rockton, Illinois. This is in the north central part. I'm trying to remember the county name. I can't remember if it was Stevenson County, but it's in north central Illinois, north of Rockford, I believe. That's what occurred earlier today with these thunderstorms. This is when we are seeing more discrete cells. What we're seeing now is more linear structures, more damaging winds. Having said that, we are still tracking active tornado warnings from Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and also in the Missouri, and now in the west central Illinois as well. You could see the clouds and the rain. These were some rain-wrapped tornadoes. That is rain wrapping in around the tornadoes. And boy, that is a large tornado. We have more videos. Is this updated video or? Okay, we have new video coming in here in a second. We'll cue that up when it's ready here. All right, this is from Aaron. This is the thunderstorm that he was talking about here as he drives down the road. Look at the trees. There's the tornadoes and there's the debris. And remember, in our correlation coefficient, we were able to locate that the debris on the radar, and there you see it at the ground truth. So there's the tornado, and there's the damage, everything being blown up into the air, whether that's shingles or some kind of building material, I don't know. But Aaron's pretty close to that. Now remember, he knows what he's doing. He probably came in from the south, so as the thunderstorm's moving this way, he's just following it, and therefore he could stay within a close proximity of the tornado to get the footage, but out of harm's way. This earlier in Rockton, Illinois. All right, we're going to go with go back to Anna here as we continue to track the severe weather. Anna.
Let's go ahead and take my graphics if we can. We're looking at the watches and where those have been allowed to expire early. You're noticing, look at the polygons, look where we don't have the highlighted regions anymore. So all parts of Minnesota that were under watches, you're clear. Those have been allowed to expire early. The western portion of Wisconsin there, central Iowa, you've been cleared. And then we're also looking at portions of Kansas and a small northwestern corner of Missouri. That's who the storms have passed. The watches have been allowed to expire. Everybody else still shaded on this map. So if your county is shaded in red or yellow, you still have either a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. So don't breathe easy just yet. You want to make sure you're still taking precautions and watching for those watches and warnings that might be issued. All right, let's go back to Bernie and keep updating on what's going on radar.
Yes. Boy, it's been a long night. As I've talked about before, nothing is more draining, I believe, than severe weather coverage, especially when you have multiple tornadoes on the ground. It's a fast-changing situation. It's been a long night. And just to show you what we're up against right now, I want to turn off the radar for a second so you can just see the warnings here. Let me see if I can do that here really quick. All right. Oh, here we go. So you've got tornado warnings here from northeast of Madison to Janesville. Also the orange boxes, yellow boxes, these are severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, The other thing, and Anna's been talking about this, don't forget we've had trouble with flooding in Wisconsin. These are all flood warnings out right now with the the green blinking boxes. Tornadoes, severe thunderstorm warnings, north central Illinois. Tornado warning still here just to the north of Davenport. And this right here, this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. You're getting wind gusts with these thunderstorms, 70 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue southward all the way into northeastern Missouri. New tornado warnings, we'll be taking a look at them south of Kansas City. And then, of course, we've been talking to Tony Lawback. This is, let me get back into this because I want to know, I remember I-35 in Oklahoma. He was going toward, okay. We're going to be dealing with Tony here in a second because this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. It's probably for hail. Let me turn on the national radar here. I didn't want to do that. Let me go back. Made a mistake on that. I want to turn on the national radar here. That's that line of thunderstorms that Tony was talking about earlier. All right, so this is the line of thunderstorms that he's going for. He's going to be located right in here. And they have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. My suspicion is, and I'd have to look at the exact warning, my suspicion is that this is mostly for large hail because Tony had verified that hail, that it was large hail in Oklahoma as that went on through. So I'm just going to look at that. Yeah, so the hail, 2.5. So baseball-sized hail with this thunderstorm. That's why he has a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So Tony is on that thunderstorm, so we'll be checking in on him. Aaron, Barry, let me know when we can get him. He's going to get into, Tony, because he's going to get into this thunderstorm. Tony, all right, Tony, destructive severe thunderstorm warning now for this thunderstorm cell in Kay County and Grant County. And as you talked about, it's heading toward I-35 between Toccowa and Blackwell. What do you got?
Well, I'm right now rolling through Lamont, Oklahoma, so I'm about 12 miles to the west of I-35. Yep. There is probably hail approaching baseball size on the ground here in Lamont.
Yes.
And I'm not just kind of passing through town. Did not see any busted windows, but I wasn't stopping too terribly long. But yeah, there is easily tennis ball sized hail on the ground in town of Lamont. And of course, this probably was the southern edge of that core.
It was.
I think folks in Blackwell, I think folks in Blackwell are about to get absolutely rocked here. With probably easily approaching tennis ball.
Tony, I can confirm that to you. You were on the southern side of that thunderstorm cell, and if we could take the radar, put it somewhere, so people could see what we're talking about. That thunderstorm cell is going to be headed right toward Blackwell, Tony, right toward Blackwell, that you're going to get that tennis ball size hail. Destructive severe thunderstorm warning's been issued, Tony, with this thunderstorm cell due to the hail. As you also confirm, wind is not the big player here, the hail is. Now, the thunderstorm itself is moving at 45. I don't think you're going to be able to outrun it. You'll probably get the Blackwell after it moves on through.
Yeah, and that's kind of the plan. Obviously, I don't want to put myself in jeopardy. Baseball-sized hail starts to get into the dangerous category, start shattering windows. So I'm going to sneak in literally right behind this thing. I mean, the reflectivity right now south of Deer Creek is very, very high. So we either have – so, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if we see bigger than baseballs rolling into the I-35.
Tony, I'm going to interrupt you for a second, just 1 second. For those on the AccuWeather Network, we're going to break. We'll be back with you in a second. All right, Tony, I can confirm now that thunderstorm cell has moved just south of Deer Creek near the town of Eddy, and it's headed straight toward Blackwell, maybe toward Sumter, but it is going to cross I-35, as you had mentioned.
Yes, and folks, if you are coming in from Kansas, hold in Brahman. Don't go grab some. Coming north, and you get to Tonkawa, hold there. You do not want to get stuck on the interstate here. We mentioned this earlier with the storms up north too. People are going to stop in the middle of under overpasses and take shelter from this. You're going to end up getting stuck in the open. So if you're traveling, if you're watching this streaming, and you're up in northern Oklahoma, if you are south of Tonkawa, stop. If you are north of Brahman, hold there. This storm is going to cross between those two areas. So don't risk it. Don't risk getting stuck in this.
All right, Tony, listen, I'm going to let you drive when you have something and you'll be running into it, but this is heading right toward Blackwell. The worst of it may be just between Blackwell and Brahman. And when I say the worst of it, it's, let me put this on it's this core right here. This is what's going to have the worst hail. That's headed right toward Blackman, and it's going to be crossing Interstate 35 here shortly. We'll be checking back in with Tony Lawback here as he moves toward that cell. All right, we're going to go live to Aaron Jajak. Aaron, you are in southeastern Wisconsin, I believe. Where are you at right now?
Yeah, I'm 3.5 miles northwest of Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and big CG bolts dropping down right here. I don't know if you just heard that thunder. Seems like the storm's kind of ramping up again. We got a hook echo off to my southwest. It's actually this barn's in the way, but there isn't a lot of places to stop around here. But the storm is approaching my location here, moving up to the northeast. Is tornado warned right now. Looking at velocity scan. Maybe a little bit of a couplet there south of Johnstown. It would be southeast of Johnstown now, because I imagine this is an older scan, but kind of coming up this way. So that would be kind of past this barn that we're looking at right now. I'm going to see if I can get a better view here. See if I can maneuver around here. We can get a peek off to the southwest there. As you can see, lots of lightning dropping down right now. And I do see a little bit of a lowering there off to the southwest. Hold on, we're going to pull into this. So we'll pull in here maybe.
And where are you? Did you say you're at? Where are you at, Tony? I'm sorry, Aaron. Where did you say you were at again?
I'm 3.5 miles northwest of Elkhorn and about 5 miles east of Richmond, Wisconsin right now.
Okay, yeah, and it's interesting. I'm looking at the scans here. It looks like, boy, it's very messy. You've got the line coming on through, but I'm seeing, let me see, shear rate. I'm seeing a lot of shear, and from LaGrange, east of Hart Prairie, and east of Millard. And when I look at the scan, I see a little rotation up there as well. So I'm looking at some rotation, Aaron, northeast of Richmond.
Yeah, I do see that. That would be, I see that now. I'll give you a look here to the northeast. That's back in the rain. I think that's the old rotation I was chasing, and I kind of let it go.
Yeah.
And, watching back to the southwest.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second here, Tony. We welcome you back to AccuWeather Network. We're talking with Aaron Jajak. He's on a storm in southeastern Wisconsin, southeast of the Whitewater area, as we're tracking severe weather here. I just want to show you now, send it back to you, Aaron, here. But this is the thunderstorm that Aaron is tracking. He's been tracking all night here. So it's in here. He's south and east of Richmond in here. This line of thunderstorms coming through. I'm also seeing rotation here south and east of Whitewater, and that's why there's a large tornado warning here across Walworth. And I'll tell you what, Tony, Aaron, they just canceled the warning for the thunderstorm southeast of Richmond. They're now keying in on that area from Little Prairie, LaGrange, and Hart Prairie in northern Walworth County. The warning there, 7:15 Central Time, tornado warning.
Okay, how far away is that from me, Bernie?
We're from Richmond here. You're talking about 10 miles.
Okay, so it's got to be
10,
somewhere back behind this rain. I probably can't see it on the other side of the rain here.
Yeah, about 10 to 15 miles, Tony. That's what it looks, not Tony, Aaron here. About 10 to 15 miles to your north and east. That's where they put the warning in, and you can kind of see it just it's messy again, but I just see a little gray in the reds here, so that tells me there's a little circulation. I think the circulation is near LaGrange right now, looking on the radar here. So if you're south and east of the Richmond area, so you're probably talking about 10 miles, Aaron.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing that as well. Yeah, so we'll see. This thing is still, it's got a pretty unorganized hook on it, so it doesn't scream tornado imminence to me right now.
No.
So we'll keep tracking it to the east here.
You know what? I still wouldn't give up on that one southeastern Richmond. It still looks suspicious to me, but I'm not seeing anything on the scan that would say there's any rotation. But it's just like you just see how it's kind of stretched from north to south, and there's little indentations. I wouldn't give up on that one yet.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we're sitting right in that inflow notch,
Yeah.
a little bit in the forward flank of the rain, but almost in the inflow notch right where we're at here right now. So this would be that kind of that hook echo feature kind of coming around right over the top of us. So.
Yeah, you could say it's Delavan, just to the north and west of Delavan. But yeah, what Aaron's talking about is right in here, these little notches in here. And I wonder if something tries to spin up right in this circled area here. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah,
Aaron,
and that would be this right here that you're looking at, Bernie, what you just circled is this appendage reaching out here.
All right. Aaron, stay on top of it. We'll be in touch with you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Anna, what do you have going on?
We are starting to get more storm reports in and more warnings. So let's go ahead and show you radar, and I'll break down what we're looking at. We have some new wind damage reports that I'll go over too, but I want to hit the flash flooding first. All right, there we go. We are on my radar. So I'll start with the storm reports, then I'll show you the warnings because I know it's a lot to look at. There's a lot going on. So right now we are looking at the Marshfield area. And actually, I'm going to go against what I literally just said. Wood County, Wisconsin, flash flood warning out until 9:15. This one. Now I'm going to turn the storm reports back on and I'll show you this flash flood report. This is talking about reports of cars stuck in water on several streets. So not even just water on the roadways. It's to the point that cars are not able to get through. They are being stranded on the streets. Now, we know it doesn't take a lot of flood water to get to this kind of situation. It's 6 inches of flood water at the minimum in many cases. So this is certainly an easy situation to get into, but it gives you an idea of the severity that we're getting to with this situation overall. I want to take you further south. We have another flash flood report coming in from this same general Rockford area storm that we have been tracking. I just zoomed out instead of zooming back in here. Let me get to where I can click on the report and show you. And we'll move this over to the side. So 2 cars stranded in floodwater near North Crosby Street. This is in Janesville, Wisconsin. So just north of the Illinois border there. So exactly what I was just saying too with this. I'm going to zoom out again because I want to take you to Kansas City. I know one of our viewers on YouTube was commenting, asking about an update on Kansas City. So here is your update. The main threat still certainly the flash flooding. That is the active warning that we have ongoing here, and that's out until 9 p.m. Central Time. We have 2 different reports, stalled cars at I-70, and then this one, a water rescue. That's another thing that's showing this is getting to a dangerous situation. And so just a reminder, I know flash flooding, it's not usually top of mind. It's the tornadoes, it's the hail when we're talking about severe weather. But it can be very, very dangerous and life-threatening, which is why you don't want to be trying to walk or drive through any kind of flooded roadways. All right, let's zoom out. I want to take you over to eastern Illinois. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I want to show you how much rain has fallen, because it's the rainfall rates on top of the amount of rain that's already fallen that really brings the concern, especially in Wisconsin, where we already have had widespread flooding issues. So in many of these areas that have warnings, we're talking about, and if I can click on the right spot, let me zoom in a little bit more, because some of these areas, the 1.42 is the highest that you're seeing right now, but there are 2.5 inches of rain that have already fallen in some areas, with more still on the way. So just to give you a little bit of context there. All right, now I'm going to turn the storm reports back on, and I'm going to take you to Illinois, where we have a lot of new wind damage reports. I'm not going to go through all of these, but to just give you an idea, we're talking about power poles snapped. We're talking about down power lines. We're talking about trees down. We're talking about damage to buildings. Let's see if I can find one of these building damage reports. When there's so many, it's kind of hard to click on the one that you want. Having looked at all the storm reports, I can tell you that it's there. It's just a matter of clicking on the right one. We'll see if I can do it. I don't think I'm going to find the right one, but we are getting building damage reports along with the trees down, blocking roadways, power lines down, a lot of power outages across the board too. States like Illinois, Wisconsin, above 10,000 customers. To break on the network, and we'll continue on YouTube. We'll go back to Bernie. I know we have a lot of tornado warnings, so I want to make sure that we have time to break all of those down before our coverage ends.
Yeah, I want to take you south of Kansas City because we do have a tornado warning system here, and it's in Benton, Missouri, south of Warsaw. It's right in here. You'll see the couplet here in a second. I want to take you in there right now. Let me show you the storm relative velocity. Here it is. Fist, not a hand, a fist. Bentonville, north of Bentonville toward Wisdom. This looks like a tornado to me. Certainly there's a circulation for it. There's no doubt about it. Let me put this into motion. You could see that movement. There it is. So this is going to go between Warsaw, Dell. That's where it's going, between Warsaw and Dell here. And again, this is in Benton County. I'm not, and you can see that's where the thunderstorm went across. It went across St. Clair County. Now it's in Benton County, Warsaw and Dell. This thunderstorm's headed towards you. Let me put the radar in. There it is. You can clearly see that thunderstorm. That has a high probability of a tornado, no doubt about it. So that warning continues. I want to take you, and I believe it is out. I believe that thunderstorm is out now of St. Clair. It is in Benton County, Missouri. That's that tornado warning. I want to take you up here. This is a nasty looking cell. I'm surprised there's not a confirmed tornado with this. Let me put on the let me turn on the radar here quick. Oh, I had that on. Let me turn on the Davenport radar right here. This is a, boy, does this look nasty. Let me put this on the latest here, and I want to show you this right now here. All right, this is in Hancock County. All right, I want to welcome you back to AccuWeather Network as our coverage continues here for the next few minutes. I want to take you in to what is a very nasty-looking thunderstorm in Hancock County, Illinois, south of Keokuk. It's a line. And you could see the bowing here that bows off to the east right in here. This is going to be a damaging thunderstorm, and there's no question there's a tornado threat with this. It looks to me like it's right in here, southeast of Keokuk. You know what? Let me... Davenport would still be the best radar, and that's what I have on. So right in here, it's going between Basco and West Point, right in here, because we're looking north toward Davenport. And you can see there's the circulation between Basco and West Point. This is going right towards you. Let me put this into motion, and you can see that area moving east. So that's going to be continuing to move probably north of the Plymouth area. And of course, we're talking about Hancock County, 7:30 tornado warning. That's coming right towards you, just north of Plymouth. That is a tornado warning with this thunderstorm. There's going to be some strong winds with this as well. Let me turn off my pen here. We have a new tornado warning here. This is in Knox County, Illinois, near the Galesburg area. I'm going to keep with the Davenport radar here. Same thing. It looks like you've got a line and you have little indentations. You see that in here? So that is a tornado warning. Really quick, I'll show you that. There it is, anywhere between Lake Brockton and Galesburg. This is going to go across all of Knox County, Illinois, with a tornado warning here. It's a busy night. You want to make sure you stay tuned to AccuWeather.com. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the severe weather. For additional warnings, stay with the AccuWeather Network and AccuWeather.com. Have a safe night.